Avast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be Josh the Pirate, and yeah, my notes weren't ready. Hang up. Blasted thing.
Excellent.
I be your smouldering and incandescent DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me a super optimal amount of merriment to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove for my brand new show, set in my Humblewood world of midnight and madness. Above me, I have my hearty crew, the audacious Jack O'Brien, the auspicious Rachel Fuka, and the authentic Dan Swelto. So, let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Ahoy mateys. Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
That's me. Hello, I am Dan in the meat space, deep into cyberspace. You can't find me anywhere except here, playing my myriad of characters that may or may not be alive in various states of living and not. Aside from that, we love each other and all that jazz. You know that gist. I'm lurking. I'm just gonna stab you.
Oh, excellent. Okay, Jack, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, my name is Jack, and I am a performer of all stripes and a professional dungeon master for Dungeon Master for Hire. But today, if it's okay, I'd like to do something a little bit off the cuff because, like a lot of people, I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, and I would like to advertise a charity because I've been feeling sad, and I like to spread good things because that tends to help me feel a little bit less worthless. So I would like to quickly recommend a charity that I have worked with intimately in the past called Checkpoint. And it is related to this here gaming stream because it is a video game charity to do with mental health. It's very cool. You should check it out. But they involve, I'm looking at their tabs now, video games for positive mental health, character psychology, clinical research, and all sorts of things. And if you feel like supporting a really great thing that incorporates the thing we love with managing the thing that we despise, they have cool pins and things that you can go and buy. So checkpoint.org. Thank you for your indulgence.
If you have a link, please throw it up in chat.
It is
we will go and
.org.
check it out.
I shall. Checkpoint.com.
Rach, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, my name is Rachel Fuka. I'm a writer, actor, creative trash at large. You can find me on the internet at Rachel Fuka because that name is never taken. And I don't have a charity to plug, but I do have a book.
I'm sorry.
And listen, if you were to buy that book, it might have a positive effect on my mental health. We don't know. Who can say? If you like science fiction, and if that makes you happy. Well, if you're feeling bad, you should read my sci-fi book. It's guaranteed to make you feel something.
Yeah,
it's true.
Oh.
I felt a lot of things.
Stave off the darkness with science fiction. That's what I do.
It was mostly fear at the prospect of what Rachel might do to me if I didn't read the book. But
I want that on a shirt. Stave off the darkness.
Stave off the darkness.
And then on the back of the shirt. Well, don't we all? Isn't that what?
I mean, in a way.
Very much so.
If you live in the West, yeah.
Stave off the darkness, and on the back it's Rachel's book.
I'm here for it.
Okay, I'll buy it now.
Go do it.
Crickets.
Buy 8 more copies. I feel so much better about my life, and Rachel does too now.
In all seriousness, please go pay for your art.
Yeah,
go do that.
Absolutely.
Go do that. You get this thing for free. Go buy her book.
And Madame et Monsieur Dama under Heron and Beings of Indeterminate Gender and Persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, which I run with my lovely lady wife. We are a story-first D&D channel, and we tell great stories in a fun fantasy world where everything's made up and the dice rolls sometimes matter. And if you like the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to turn the face down a little bit, you can also find me in the podcast There Be Dragons. It's a 5e D&D podcast in a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scanfelspar and his little dragon, Crush. Now, before we go any further, I do need to also plug my own charity, because I do one too. It's the Emergency Action Appeal. for you people fleeing violence in Ukraine, which is probably not great for their mental health either. So if you bring it back, it's all about mental health. Rachel's mental health, Jack's mental health, the mental health of people who play video games, or the people fleeing violence in Ukraine. There's a lot of bad mental health out there at the moment, and if you can stave off any darkness in the world at all, if you've got any coins for that, either buy a pin, buy Rachel's book, or send some money to the people in Ukraine. Any of those things would be gratefully appreciated.
Definitely do the book thing last, though. That's the last of the priorities.
It's also
Just
like,
to be clear,
there's a very fixed entry level amount for the book thing, though. You're like, if you've got $50, you know, you could buy the book and a pin, and maybe also give some money to Ukraine. There's lots of things you could do with that amount of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Anywho,
Stave off.
without wanting to cheapen any of those things. And I do genuinely support all three. It is, all three are important. Rachel also has to eat.
Correct.
I need to thank Sirenscape for our music this evening. Their music is currently gracing your ear holes. Check out their amazing work at sirenscape.com. I can also remind our joyful, delighted, and possibly even happy audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things. We have all the socials, !socials there. We have the YouTube. It's fully up to date. It contains all of the episodes of roleplay we have ever done on the channel. Which is rather cool. And I'm in the process of uploading all the Tactics Tuesdays as well, but those aren't roleplay, so I'm not pushing for it. And if you want to join us on our Discord, you can. It's there. You can do that. Hey, Mitch, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Mitch is here.
Greasy earholes. I didn't say anything about greasy earholes. That was you, Omi. Why did you make it weird, man? Anyway, other than that, yeah. I think that's all the things I need to shout out, spruik, and otherwise mention. Guys, we need a bit of a recap, because whilst this is Ep 1 of a new season, some shit's already happened. To some of these characters, in fact, all of these characters, all three of these characters had shit happen to them already. Smoothie's had a small amount of shit, but it was very condensed. You know, it was quite dense shit.
Concentrated pain.
Yeah. It was, you know, so yeah, Smoothie, what has happened to you previously? What has brought you to this point? We'll basically be picking right up from where you left off. So what happened to you prior to now?
Okay. Well, hi everyone. My name is Smoothie. I'm a cleric, I guess. I'm a worshiper of Titan, and yeah, I live in a place called Barovia, and I'm currently on the run because some bad people probably killed, but maybe kept some people alive to torture. Bad people have come and taken my only family and fellow worshippers of Titan, and my grandfather pushed me out the door, told me to look for the heroes of Aldehart, and I'm tried to take people with me. They decided to take a chance and kept me safe while I opened the gate, and I returned them the favor by one being held at knife point, taken into Strahd's capture, and the other one turning out to be a traitor holding said knife, and the final one basically just not being able to follow me out. So I'm feeling great about myself as I run looking for these people. Don't know what they look like, don't know anything about it, just trying to survive. That's me.
And speaking of Smoothie, he looks like that.
What? I'm gonna turn on the video now.
Because Daria is absolutely amazing, and if you guys like that shit, we will go and raid Eldritch Scribe, obviously, after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to check out any more of Daria's art, here's some more, because you've had a good chance to enjoy them. I'm just going to put our little character stat sort of thing up, so everybody can we've just got a sliding scroll of all of our wonderful art there underneath the dice.
He's on the scroll now. Oh,
yep, he's part of the scroll.
Of the family.
Yeah, boy. There will be Trish and Helvig coming soon, but for now, we thought we'd get Smoothie first because we know what Trish and Helvig do look like. Speaking
true.
of Trish and Helvig, what the heck happened to them?
Ooh. We went on a romp through Helvig's brain. Is what we did recently.
A bunch of people.
It was more
brains,
like,
really.
collective brain, as we tried to shove my soul into a different body, because I shouldn't probably roommates with somebody again, sharing their another body, and that's fine. And we went to happy times and trauma times and a mix of both, and we apparently had to fight the security system of this new body of mine.
It's good to know that it has one, right?
It's really good to know, and it was really useful to evict Nevermore out when I needed to. And I still think Irolath is sus. So.
Oh.
I'm with you there. I think Irolath is quite sus.
Irolath is deeply, deeply sus. Irolath didn't walk off with Nevermore's body despite the theoretical capability of being able to do that. But, what does that mean? What does any of this mean? Who is any of us anyway? So guys, right, well, mateys. Good. My Word reader document. Thank you. That's helpful. All of that. Yes. My Word document was like, I'm just going to freeze. I'm not going to scroll or do anything for you.
Freeze.
Well, mateys, may deities deliver your missing parents to you and all your allies not betray you at an inconvenient moment as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into the Humblewood.
The dedication.
We rejoin Smoothie, our young friend, as he flees through the portal in the woods west of Kresk into the dark, swirling mist of the gateway. Smoothie, what's going through your head right now?
Oh, God. Guilt, mostly. Guilt and trying to separate the emotion from the logic. So a lot of kind of heavy breathing as he runs, and basically him doing narration in his head of okay, all right, there's nothing you could have done. There's probably there was nothing you could have done. They couldn't go through the gate anyway, so you're gonna go through the gate and you're gonna go and find them. You don't know what they look like. You don't know where you're going. That's fine, because I'm sure there's a sign that I can't read. Amazing. And on and on it goes.
Very well. Smoothie, as you're traveling through this portal, the world around you is a corkscrewing vortex of color. A kaleidoscopic mishmash of lights and sensations. One moment your nose feels like it's being rubbed in velour. Another, you can feel grass blowing across the back of your neck. The second after that, water is running across your feet. You can't see any of it, you can just feel it. But it is, however, completely silent. All you can hear is the beating of your own heart. Without a reference point, you can't say how long the travel lasts or how far you've gone, but it feels like it takes half an eternity. Then, if anything, the world gets brighter and you stagger, blinking into a sunlit meadow. You can smell wildflowers on the breeze, and the buzzing of industrious insects is loud in your ears. I suspect the whole thing is a bit of an overload for you, actually.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Yeah, you can hear everything. So there isn't a huge amount, Barovia is just not a loud place by comparison. There is some animals and insects, obviously, but a lot of things... Well, there are plenty of living things, but a lot of them try and stay on the down low and try not to be noticed too much. The creatures in this place do not seem to give a fuck. They're like, yeah, I'm alive, deal with it. The sun equally... The sun is there in the sky. There is no clouds. It is there. It is bright. It is probably the brightest you've ever seen the sun.
Yeah. So I'm basically in a meadow, is what I'm hearing?
Pretty much. The meadow at the edge of a wood. There is a sort of forested glade behind you to the back of you, and you're just looking out on sort of late summer grass.
Right. Oh! Ow! Ah! I'm just like kind of looking up at the sun, going like, "Ugh."
When did you happen?
Oh.
Like the worst hangover ever.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of put my ears down for like shade,
Aw.
like like how you might get like a baseball cap or something, and just kind of
Yeah.
go like this, and I'll try and squint through this very sudden agony.
Mm.
I'll go down on one knee, and I will notice the insects, and you're gonna have to remind me what was because obviously we're animals,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like certain creatures. Sorry if I'm cutting out.
Mhm.
There's like certain creatures that are like how do I put this? That we eat, right?
Yeah.
What would Smoothie have eaten over there?
In Barovia, it's nothing unusual. In fact, like in terms of fantasy, it's all the normal things. He would eat mammals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, mice
Alright,
are a thing that he might well have eaten. Herd animals would be cows, sheep.
Okay.
In the Humblewood, that is not the case.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
However,
don't know that yet.
you don't see any of them. Yeah, you see nothing.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get down on one knee and I'm gonna go like. Okay. Oh God! I looked at it again. I'm not quite sure what this big bright thing is.
Oh, you know what the sun is. You've probably just
I know,
you've
but
only seen
I'm
it
not-
like
I'm
once
not
or
too
twice.
Familiar with it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an acquaintance at best.
Yeah.
I am going to cast elevated sight, I think.
Ooh.
for
Okay.
starters.
Good idea. Smoothie.
Yeah.
You notice first up,
Mhm.
your magic, it just sort of flows into you. It's almost effortless. It just sort of bing, and then it happens, and you're there. You're 100 feet. I think it's 100 feet.
above my own head.
Yeah.
120, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see 120 feet up and all around you. And after a second, it sort of auto dims itself down so it's comfortable to look through this eye as well. It's almost like sunglasses have been put on over it. And but actually the effect is more sort of like dusk falling. But yeah, you can see all around you to the east, beyond a small stand of trees which are directly behind you, is a great rift in the ground, roughly oval in shape and over 100 kilometers long from end to end.
A great rift, you said.
Rift, like a canyon.
Okay, thank you for clarifying, because I think of something completely different when you say rift. So
right.
like a magical one. Same thing.
Yeah, sort of. The sides are rough and jagged, seeming to have been caused only the day before. Though, if the legends you have been told are true, it has been this way for an eon. Because you know what this is. You've just left that place, the place that was there before Strahd took it away. Strahd.
Oh, I'm looking at the crater.
This is what used to be Barovia.
Ah.
The whole place is shrouded in low-hanging cloud, however. In every other direction, the land is bright and sunny and clear, except that place. You don't see any habitations nearby, though to the west is a low mountain range, probably a couple of days' walk. And in the foothills, you can spot about maybe, you would say, 6 hours walk away. In the foothills of this mountain range, you can spot a collection of buildings. Most other directions, you can just see light forest and open prairie.
Okay. Building sounds promising.
Mhm.
I'm gonna quickly go over to the shrouded mister as far as like I'm assuming there's like a physical barrier at some point that like doesn't let me like
Pretty much a hole in the ground.
I can. Then I'll hang out in the hole for a second and I'll just
You get to the edge of the hole. The sides are sheer and steep.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
won't go in the hole then.
It's very, yeah. Sort of think what happened to, and this is not where the inspiration came from, but sort of think what happened to the city, or the town in the Slavic province in the second Avengers movie, that got that sort of just wrenched out, straight out. Yeah, that.
Okay.
So it's a fair old chunk of rock that it's sitting on. Sokovia, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna quickly say something quietly to myself. I'm gonna say, I meant what I said. And then, because it's a cavern and I'm curious, I'll go, ah!
It does echo, yeah. Yeah, your ears
like,
twitch and you're like, oh, yeah, that worked. Yeah.
And I'll do it another couple of times just to kind of, almost to kind of just give him a sensory kind of idea of like, okay, no, I'm not dreaming. This is, okay. Mm-hmm.
This is definitely real.
And also a little bit of childish joy. And,
how old is Smoothie? In human years.
Human years. I would say he's pretty young. I think I'm gonna call him 17.
Yeah, would have been my goal.
Yeah.
Hands
right
off, ladies. Yeah.
Ideally, yeah.
I apologize. I am making far too many assumptions about Smoothie there. Hands off,
okay.
everyone.
I haven't thought about that myself yet. I'll let you know.
We'll find out.
But after that, he's going to start trotting in the direction of the buildings.
Sure. It's about a 6-hour walk, or a 4-hour trot, if you can maintain a 4-hour jog. You
Constitution of +1. Don't think so. Probably not.
You ascend into the mountains. Or in the foothills of the mountains, anyway. And you come across a small farming community. Not hard to guess that. The first person you would meet is actually a large servant man. As in, he's a servant man. They are all large. You don't meet very many small servant men. This guy is 6.5, 7 feet tall. Doesn't have antlers. Well, they're sort of small prongs. Nothing massive. He's not a pronghorn. Just little... Yeah, more like the antlers of a forest deer rather than something that would live out on the plains. And he is tending, and this is mildly interesting for you, I'm sure, a flock of giant silkworm. In much the way a normal man would, no, probably not. No. These are silkworm the size of cows. Well, sheep.
God, I'm trying to picture that.
I imagine Smoothie is reacting in not a dissimilar way to Jack. Sort of like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. What am I looking at? Yeah, I'll just kind of go. From memory, I don't know. He will speak in. His languages are here somewhere. Would it be in features and traits? Descriptions, maybe.
Birdfolk is common.
Birdfolk will be one of them. So let's assume that he can speak that until I can find my stuff.
Yeah.
And just go, ahoy, hoy.
Hello there.
speaks the same language. Good.
He's got quite a thick accent. In fact, I did the voice wrong. Is hello there.
Sir, could you tell me where we are, possibly?
Where are you then? Well, you'll be walking through the valleys and heading on down into Hollowdown.
Is there an Elder Heart nearby?
Alder Heart? Oh, you're looking for the Humblewood then? Oh yes.
Maybe.
Right over the mountain range, you'll be finding the Alder Heart.
Okay.
Sorry for Welsh, I'm just finding Somerset. You can take the boy out of Somerset, you can't take Somerset out of the boy.
I understand. It's like me sounding like a broken vacuum cleaner when I get upset. Queenslander. He will just kind of go, oh, thank you.
It's probably coming towards dusk at this point. It's probably getting nightimey.
Good for me.
Yeah. The village is not large, but it is. There's probably 24 buildings.
Oh. Am I hungry? When's the last time I ate?
This is your to call. RP.
Yeah.
Probably would be hungry. Put it that
Yeah,
way.
I imagine like kind of looking around, I'd smell something and be.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to offer, sir, but I'm smelling something pretty good. Is there a chance that I might be able to have like a bowl full of whatever? I can hold a hoe, okay?
And he snorts. He says, well, don't you worry there, Nan. We'll get you all sorted out. That's closer. It's more Irish than Scottish. All right, fine, this'll do.
He traveled
Sarah!
as a child. It's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we'd have noticed, but you're pointing it out. So
Yeah, no, it's just
Yeah, it's
frustrating.
like-
I had it before.
I get it.
Sarah! He shouts over his shoulder. Why not? There we are. That'll do. Sarah, then, come on out. And he shouts up at this. He's got a little house up on the hill. And a young girl comes out. She's, you would guess, mid-teens. Wearing a pink sort of Alps, dairy girl up in the Alps. Yeah, you know, sort of Sound of Music. High on the hill is a lonely goat herd. That.
Hey, on the hill is a lonely bad folk.
Is a lonely silkworm herd. Yodelay, 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 hoo.
Do they make noise?
And yeah, she comes out and says, "Yes, father." He says, "We'll be having a guest for dinner, darling. Do sort him out, would you, darling?" And she says, "All right then, Pa. Come on up then. Oh, we don't get many like you round here."
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. This is all kind of new to me, but you've seen me.
Pterin.
Is that what we're called around here? That's cool. Okay.
Don't get many, but we've seen a few.
Where, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, not many people. And yeah, as you I presume you head on up to the house.
Oh yeah. I'm he's too trusting still, bless him.
He is
Yep.
extremely.
We're gonna eat you, love.
Looks delicious, doesn't he? Sarah shows you in and says, "Well, not many travelers around these parts, but occasionally, yeah, some people come through."
Okay.
I remember a few years back there was a caravan of about half a dozen of you lot heading
Wow.
on up over the hill.
I thought we were all stuck. It's good to hear. What are we having?
Oh, there's a stew on the boil.
Can I see what kind of meat it might be?
Hard to guess. It's well cooked.
Oh, then I'm already not a fan, but I'll be polite.
It's sort of falling apart. Yeah, like long slow cook. Yeah, it smells good.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not my kind of meat, but I can, so flavor's flavor.
Yeah. Given the absence of a mum around, you could probably guess that Sarah is the cook. And yeah, she goes back to stirring the stew. There is a large beetle held up by the fireplace, like next to the fireplace, that every now and again sits up and sort of peers in to the cauldron, into the cook pot, and whacks its mandibles, and she sort of bops it on its nose and says, "No, later, you know the rules."
That thing's a pet for you?
And she goes, "Oh, Rufus here, yeah, he helps me die."
He helps? How does he... What does he do?
Oh, he's mighty good at herding the worms.
That's what they're called? Worms. They're worms. But they got
Silkworm. Yeah.
silkworms. And what do you do with them?
Oh, they make wool. Well, silk. But you can make a really nice wool out of it as well.
Uh-huh. And you wear their...
She is wearing a silk, like a dress made of
But
silkworm
I didn't
silk.
see anything on them. How, like, you shear them?
They
Like
sort of
sheep?
spit it out.
What?
Yeah, they sort of spit it out when they make cocoons. And we just sort of harvest the cocoons after they're done with
You're
them.
wearing bug spit?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you say it like that, it means I don't want to as much, but they make good eating too. And she starts doling out large spoonfuls of bug meat. And yeah, he calls out and says, "Pa, it's nearly ready. Gonna wash up?"
Oh, yeah. I guess I should as well. I'll follow that. I'll
Yeah.
follow that.
There's a well round the side, and the farmer leads you up to it and says, "Well, what brings you out here then, young man?"
Well,
I
to
should
be
probably
honest,
introduce
sir,
myself as well. What's your name, young lad? I'm Jamis.
I'm Smoothie, sir. Thank you for trusting a stranger. That's not something you see where I'm from generally.
But where I'm from, anybody in need of help is deserving of it.
I like that.
I'm from
like
here
that.
as well, just FYI.
Well, good to know. I mean, I wouldn't have known otherwise. And he kind of he makes his way over to the bug stew.
Jamis draws up a bucket, washes his hands, offers you the bucket, and yeah, then you head back. It's pretty humble fare. Like it's not plates. There's wooden bowls that have been carved, but they've got like a scrimshaw around the rim. Like it's someone's made effort, but not money has been spent, sort of thing.
Right.
And yeah, you are offered. There's a serviceable cutlery, but it doesn't match. And yeah, a large bowl of silkworm stew is presented. And Jamis tucks in. He gets a hunk of bread and soaks it. Oh, no. Sarah, the light of my life. This is beautiful. Well done, my dear. And it
I'm
does
gonna roll
smell
my own
pretty good.
Constitution save, I think, under the circumstances.
Your call.
Yep.
He's probably going to be very hungry in the Humblewood.
Oh yeah. He'll like the first, but the first bite,
Fisher
because I rolled a
things.
7, is
All right.
basically
Like Hiccup eating the fish.
yeah, just a little bit comes out again, just like, but then the flavor, like it's. I think it's less the flavor and more the texture.
Yeah.
That he's not really
Familiar
used to.
with. Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, and then like the flavor kind of washes down. And he's like, and then hunger takes over, and he's
That'll
like,
do.
and,
That'll
yeah,
do.
he'll
Yeah.
get a bit animalistic on it. Yeah,
Can you roll me a deception check, please?
a
Because
deception
Sarah is watching.
check. Oh
Oh no.
no!
What
A
a social
12.
faux pas.
A 12. Yeah. Sarah watches you quite closely and sees the and then sees you tuck in. And initially there was a look of the fuck. And then a look of, oh, good. No, he's eating it. Good. Okay. And she softens.
Yeah. Food's food at the end
Her
of the day.
expression softens a bit, and she says, "You like it then?"
Yeah, I'm sorry. We eat different things where I'm from. I haven't had bug.
Oh, what do you eat? I'm sorry. Are you vegetarian?
Oh no! Who
Okay.
could live like that?
Well, I know, right?
That's terrible.
So like fish?
Oh no. We eat sheep, cow. Yeah, it's awesome.
She looks at her dad like, that's exciting. I don't know what a sheep is.
Oh, well, funny thing. You remember how you're wearing bug spit?
Mm-hmm.
We wear it, but like
Please
it's
don't
like
put it
their.
like
Is it? And he's like, you're immediately like, oh, sorry. You're wearing silk.
Yeah, silk.
Silk. Well, we wear wool, but like it's funny the word coincide. That's interesting. But like they have it on their backs, you know, like so how some animals
Like
how
hair.
like you have like hair, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you wear animal hair.
Yeah. See, it gets really hot for them, so it's
Oh, so you're doing them a favor when you take it off them.
yeah. Well, they grow it back.
Oh. Well, if it helps, the bug spit we wear doesn't.
You
They're
call
not.
it bugs.
They're not. I'm leaning in now.
Oh yeah.
I'm leaning in now. She says they're done with it at that point. They've gone through the change. They're butterflies. Well,
Is
moths.
that what happened? What's a butterfly? That sounds cool.
When the silkworm, when they grow up, when they're ready to have babies of their own, they cocoon themselves. They sort of make a sort of nest out of their own spit, as you say, and that stuff is really good to make clothes out of. But we wait until they're done with it. They crawl inside and then they slowly turn into a butterfly.
Oh, I don't know what a butterfly is though.
Oh, it's this. It's about the size of about little bit smaller than Rufus there, with massive wings, and yeah, they fly. And it's like a different stage of the life cycle.
They can fly.
They can now. Well, not now.
I've been.
They're
And
due for in about,
I'll show
3
like the
months,
flight
Dad?
suits. I'll show like the flight suit that like I like sort of made with like the wings and things and little jetpacks. Like I've been trying to fly for a long time. Butterflies can fly. It's in the name. That's awesome. That's a great name. I've got stuff to do, but if I come back and everything's fine after I do them, can I come back and watch butterflies fly? Would that be all right? I'll pay.
Sure. Jamis chuckles and says, "That would be absolutely fine, lad. They're good company, isn't he?"
Butterfly. you actually have things that can fly in nature. Like where I'm from, a lot of people have like wings, but they can't fly. You know, is that the same here?
You do have birds in Barovia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know if there are birds in.
All right.
over
Yeah.
there.
Well, sure. There are loads of birds.
Can they fly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it just like gliding?
No. Birds can fly. Bird folk not so much.
Yeah. So, I have a theory, and I will actually like get up and like head out like out of the cabin and just kind of go like, so this, and I'll fly around, as I am wont to do. Properly.
She claps with joy. Sarah was like, oh, da! Look at that!
And I'll touch back down, and I just go, this, I think, can work for everyone. I don't know if it's like a personal suit that I can make for everyone or something. Or we could make like a big vehicle that we could put people on and they could fly to different places. But there's something there. And if butterflies can do it, and they're like as big as me, sort of, like that thing's not small.
Bit smaller, but yeah.
You said as big as she. Yep.
As big as the dog, the beetle.
Oh, misunderstood. But
No. But
there's
this
a
is
theory
it.
there.
They shrink a lot.
Oh, mass. Mass is the key. Okay, we can work on that. We can work, and he'll just
Like
spend
the
rest of
silkworms are
evening
the size
talking
of
about
sheep.
Theories.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Jamis thinks you're charming. As it thinks you're a perfectly charming dinner companion. Sarah is enraptured, and you would be invited to spend the night. He has a hay barn you'd be welcome to sleep in, a long way from his daughter.
Amazing.
But other than that,
Huh?
but
But
yeah.
we're pals. We're okay. We're just talking.
Oh no, and he
yeah.
doesn't go like, yeah, you can stay a long fucking way from my daughter, you charming little bastard. But he's not like that. It's just, yeah.
Oh no, is he a lady slayer now? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
not intentional. He will. Does this barn have rafters? Like places you can get up higher on?
Yeah.
Or is it just like a single floor?
You know.
Then yeah, he will quickly gut up onto the rafter, do a little leap, and then shoot upside down.
Yeah. And Sarah comes in with a blanket and then sees you and goes, "Oh,
Thank you.
you are very weird." And she hands you that.
This is pretty standard for me, but
I'm sure it
the
is.
flight suit isn't. But it's gonna change the world. You watch. We're gonna get people flying everywhere, and then I don't have to do this fighting thing. Not my thing.
Sleep well, Smoothie.
Okay. Night.
Yeah, she wishes you good night. And I'm just gonna head back over to Trish and Helvig now. So, guys, big question. First of all, is Helvig changing his name? Are we going to go with
No.
Helvig Anvilrort, or is he content to stay with Helvig Dewpoint?
No, because he wants to be located by his people
Sure.
if they go look for him.
Okay, so he's staying Helvig Dewpoint. No worries. So, yeah.
With like a sign that's like, I swear it's still me. I look different. I swear.
So, yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. I'm kind of resolving your you gotta kill people problem.
We're working on the curse, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
Trish is.
It's been a couple of days since Jude left,
help with
and
that.
Nevermore has withdrawn more and more into his studies. He's taken to spending all night in the library and occasionally disappearing from campus for a few hours at a time. He has, however, gotten in contact with Nightseed again. Mentioned to her, or sent for her to ask for instructions on how to do your thing, how to resolve your issue. You would be spending the days trying to figure that out.
Every
Yeah.
waking moment.
Yeah.
And some
Cool.
of the sleeping ones too.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. So Bennick. There is a. This is concurrent roundabout with what occurred last session for you. Would you want to sort of send back a report, send a check in, because Trish did your sort of the initial stated intention of Bennick going to the Smoldering Delve was to see if there was a whole bunch of people there that Trish could murder without a negative effect on her conscience. And you didn't really find many, but
Yeah, we kind of cleaned up. I kind of forgot about it. I was really in the moment trying to shank this guy. Oh well. Yeah, I would contact her. Probably that Vlad dude. He's a psychopath.
yeah.
Maybe that's okay. Maybe she'll just bait them again with accosting her. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So
yeah,
you
I cast sending the day after just to have an update because it seems like we've wrapped up. Like we have occupied the camp now, kind of safely. So I can be I guess I'll spend the day casting sending.
Sure. And dispel magic on yourself. To see if you can't resolve the whole looking like a girl thing.
Yeah.
Spoilers, it doesn't work.
But I kind of... Sure. But I actually do that last. Just if... Because I only have 3 spell slots to cast sending.
Sure. Yeah.
I was that can wait. Updating Trish is more important.
So yeah, you cast sending to Trish. This is why it's handy to have Dan in both parties.
Josh, important DM question. Do I sound like a girl?
Yes.
On sending. Great.
I'm going to say yes. Because it's fun and it makes Dan do stuff.
Great. Also, I mean, you know it's Bennick from the sending just because of how the magic works. So even it's you sounded right. Anyway. Hey, Trish. Can't really find people that are murderable. Hyphenated.
Sure.
Maybe this one psychopath guy named Vlad, I think. People are fine.
Susan.
Except the ones murdered.
Except the ones he killed. There you go.
Okay.
Valiant Odyssey. Oh my god, you guys got Jared Leto to play Smoothie? Yeah, we've got a real score.
I think our standards are higher than Jared Leto, let's be real.
Wow.
Let's go.
On and on. Okay, guys. I am not Jared Leto. My teeth are shittier. Okay?
There you go.
Okay.
There you are. You get that a lot, Jack?
And also, I'm yes! Believe it or not. Yes, I do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The thing is,
it is not your fault, it is not your fault, Valiant. It is fine. I apologize. It happens. It happens a lot, and Jared Leto is not my favorite human. So, yeah.
Could you imagine method acting a bat, though? Because that'd be interesting for you.
Isn't that Morbius? Isn't that what? I mean,
Oh no.
Not another parallel. Let's forget that.
Oh no.
No parallels.
No parallel. Move on. Reply to me.
Can I reply? I don't know.
Yeah, you get 25 words.
Jesus Christ.
That's one.
I'll keep a lookout for someone named Vlad who seems dicey. Glad you're having fun with murder. See you soon.
Go.
Great. I don't have to do anything. I spell magic.
Okay. It doesn't work.
Great. I send another one. I say, I found a jam that's steam elemental based. Does Helvig still need it for his body? Also, do I sound weird or different to you?
I wasn't gonna mention it, but yeah. Helvig has a body now.
Oh,
Jude's off on her own. I don't think we need the jam, but thanks.
great. I guess
Cool.
I keep going
There
with
you
my
go.
life,
Done.
and then I'll be like, sick. Helvig doesn't need this gem. I wonder what else the other people.
Ow.
Oh, I thought you said jam, and I was very confused.
Sorry.
We found this
about
jam.
my accent.
Like, fascinating.
Does Helvig need
I
it?
think it's worth.
Elemental
I think it's
jam.
worth pointing out that, like for people, like I'm catching up, but there's a lot of Humblewood to go through. So am I right? I'm going to clarify for myself and audience members I've dragged with me.
Yeah.
That was Dan playing two characters communicating about different stuff that's gone on. Correct? I'm not
Yes.
going crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah, that was Dan playing a different character named Bennick. Bennick
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
white vulture person underneath
Yes.
that sometimes pops up from the other Monsters of Magic campaign.
I think you guys can bond about your eating habits, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Yeah.
At least Bennick didn't say juice. Yeah.
It's
So
true.
cool. Alrighty. Well, yeah, that was a potential murder victim, but yeah, he didn't tell you enough to find him, probably. So, Trish, yeah. You go to sleep the night after getting Helvig sorted and being told that that Nevermore will contact Nightseed. And Trish, the night after Jude leaves, you have a very vivid dream. You find yourself in an opulent sitting room. Tall leather wingback chairs stand on either side of a warm fire. The place is elegant but decorated in slightly morbid fashion. There are a couple of stuffed animals and just a few more skulls than normal in a fancy sitting room. Just a lot of skull motifs. In one of the armchairs is Professor Nightseed. She is wearing a floral housecoat and slippers with, bunny slippers, but these are termite. Cute little termite heads on your bunny slippers
Excellent.
instead. And
The
as
most
you were...
adorable of the bugs.
Yeah, I was really struggling to find one. I did consider like a tardigrade instead, but no. She smiles. As you approach, you see the flowers on her coat actually have skulls in the middle of them. Like Corvum skulls. And she smiles warmly at you and says, "Hello, dear. Here you were in a spot of bother. Thought I should have a chat, just us girls, rather than getting that oaf Nevermore involved any further. Well-meaning boy, but really self-involved.
Yeah, probably for the best.
So, you have a curse, I understand. Mercy?
Yes. Absolutely. I give her the... Wait, do I have the paper in the dream world?
You've got the hand.
Oh,
You've
right.
got your hand. She says, "Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes, well spotted. Well, you figured it out. There's Curse of Eventual Death. Such an unimaginative name. But horribly accurate. So, there are a couple of different solutions. The simplest, and probably the most satisfying, is to kill the person who cursed you.
I would love to do that. Do you know how to find out who cursed me?
No, okay, well, if you don't know, I'm afraid that one's probably not going to help. But you could try and figure it out. It is quicker than the other way. The other one, a lot more complicated. But it is totally doable. It's a bit expensive and a little bit complicated, but you can do it. I mean, there are things that, like I have heard of people living with it. I want to stress, whoever did this to you, it is deeply illegal. Just so, like, there is levels of illegal. You know, necromancy is like illegal, and the thing, and I am the professor of it, and you know what I do is very heavily sort of regimented and regulated. That's the word I'm looking for. This is not regulated. This is just flat out absolutely don't do that. It is one of the very few capital crimes in the Humblewood is the casting of this spell.
Oh, that's good, because if I ever find out who does it,
They'll
I plan
die.
to kill them.
Well, please do, because that would also sort you out. That would resolve that whole situation. But unfortunately, yes. Okay, so the other option, there is a spell called Greater Restoration. The problem is it's actually 2 curses, not 1. So Greater Restoration can break a normal curse. The normal curse that you have on you is the thing on your hand.
Right.
Unfortunately, it is linked to the other. So if you get rid of one but not the other one will come back quite quickly. So if you dispel the curse on your hand, the curse that is still within you, the curse of eventual death, will bring it back. It is the physical manifestation of it, but they're functionally 2 different things. So you have to get rid of both simultaneously, otherwise it doesn't work. Greater Restoration will work on your hand, but what you also, and that has a material component that's quite expensive, it's 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. So it's a bit pricey, but most decent clerics, you'll probably be able to find one in Alderheart who can do it. I imagine Gorm Windcrest, he's probably capable of it. I haven't spoken to the man about it, but yes, the cleric professor down at the Avium, he can probably hook you up. But you would need probably to provide the material component, I'm afraid. But that will get rid of the hand thing. However, you also have to drink a rather nasty concoction simultaneously. That'll get rid of the actual, that's sort of a purgative, and it'll actually get rid of the curse itself. It has 3 material components, and you have to sort of blend it all up together. Bennick will teach you how, if he doesn't, or Nevermore. Either one of them can show you how. It's pretty basic potion making. It's just nasty ingredients. So, 3 ingredients. The first one, fairly simple, a pint of your own blood.
Okay.
Or the blood of the person who cursed you. Again, but if you've got the access to them, they might as well just be dead. So probably your blood.
Wonderful.
Or, so that's the first one. Second one, a few sprigs of, now you're a Mapatch, so you'll need a Mapatch Bane.
Mapatch Bane.
And Trish, you would know of this stuff, because you were brought up a Mapatch. Mapatch Bane is deadly to Mapatch. It is
Super.
poisonous.
Love to be drinking that.
Yeah. She's like, now, I know, it is that, but that's sort of the point. You want to drink something that you want just under the lethal dose.
This sounds very risky, Professor.
It is.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not going to be honest. I'll be honest. It's so much quicker to just kill the person who did it to you.
You know what? Tell me this last ingredient, and then we're going to talk about finding this guy, because I like Plan A much better than Plan B.
You'd have to talk to Ravania. I'm afraid I haven't the faintest idea who did it to you.
Okay,
Ravania, if he hasn't told you already, probably doesn't know either. Don't let him convince you that he's all-powerful. It's not true.
Okay.
But he might be able to point you in the right direction. Okay, third one, and this is probably the tricky one, actually. What you have to do...
This is the tricky one. Wonderful.
Yes. You need the heart of a powerfully evil creature that you have killed, as you specifically have killed as part of justifying this curse. So I must be very specific here. When you killed this creature, you must not have killed anything else sentient 3 days prior.
That seems like a messy timing situation.
You've got a few hours time window. It's not super specific. It tends to go dusk to dusk. In fact, you know, it'll be based, actually, you know when it'll be based on. It'll be when the curse took effect, which is about 5 p.m. So, she said, and you have an hour on either side of that.
So I need to find a powerfully evil creature, wait until 5 p.m. 3 days after having killed someone, and then kill the powerfully evil creature.
Remove their heart.
Remove the heart and make this potion real quick. And
after that, you've got a little while after you remove the heart. The heart is as long as the thing is dead and stays dead. After you've taken its heart out, and most things do, but not all when you remove their hearts, particularly powerfully evil creatures, you take that and, yes, then you have the material component. Then you've got 3 days until the next time you have to kill. So you've got 3 days to find a cleric who could cast the spell and then mush it all up together. Mapatch Bane, relatively common thing, just nasty. Your own blood, you ought to be able to acquire a litre of that relatively simply. Well, half a litre, it's a pint. Silly old imperial system. I'm so glad we switched to metric. Yes, muddle those 3 together and then have somebody cast it on you, then drink it. It must be done, the hand thing has to go first, but it needs to be quite quick.
Hand thing, then the drink very quickly. Yes. Try not to die in the process.
Don't drink it hot.
Don't drink it hot? Okay.
Has to be cold.
No, cold.
Sorry, glad I thought of that one. Sorry, yes. I mean, lukewarm will do, but just not hot. GM's Workshop is raiding with a party of 55. GM's Workshop, thank you so much for the raid. You champion, you. Rackham, guys, throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Goodness me. Yes, welcome. This is Session 1 of a brand new campaign in my Humblewood world of Midnight and Madness now. So yes, the Other Lebowski. Excellent name. Solid name there. Welcome, Other Lebowski. Thank you for joining us. Potatoes in chat if you have them, everybody. Yes. So, this is a continuation of the story of my Humblewood world with 2 of the originals and 1 new person so far. Killy Madly, thank you very much for the follow. It sounds like advice, but it's not. It's advice for Trish. Killy Madly. Alrighty, yes. So there you are. She says, there you are. I hope that helps.
Thank you, Professor.
I mean, I know it's causing you any number of problems, and I apologize for that, but that is the only way I know of breaking this curse.
Well, thank you so much for the information. I'm very grateful, despite my obvious frustration. Thank you very much for your help.
No, you're welcome, darling. Yes, best of luck with that. I shan't be back for a little while. Knack Fiction Friction, thank you very much for the follow as well. And Rackham, not a problem at all. Thanks for the raid, buddy. You take care. Yeah, she says, well then, I shall let you get on with your sleep. I have a little bit more research to do today. Take care, my dear.
You too.
Sleep well, and you do.
Good.
It's like she clicks her fingers and you are back asleep.
Cool.
You went from conscious dreaming to unconscious dreaming, and yeah, you wake up the following day with that knowledge sort of in your brain. You worry, possibly you wake up and you go, oh, do I remember it all? Actually, I remember it all perfectly. It's all there, every detail of the dream. It's almost clearer than life.
Weird. Love it. Okay.
Magic man.
Is Ravanya in the building, or is he?
Yes, yeah, he'd be around. He never left, actually.
Where are we going?
Okay, I had a wild dream last night, Helvig.
I don't know if I can dream anymore in this body, but go.
Oh my god.
Well, you would have slept, in which case, yes, you can.
You can.
You still need to sleep. Yeah, I'd say so.
Awesome.
Hell
yeah.
The thing is, maybe Warforged don't, but I think Helvig does.
Oh yeah, I sleep. I didn't have a dream last night.
Phantom Plays Dark, thank you very much for the follow.
I joked. Haha. I definitely slept.
I'm still getting used to the new facial expressions. It's gonna take a minute.
It's fine. I understand. It feels so natural. I keep forgetting.
Well, I've got good-ish news.
Yeah?
I know 2 ways to break this curse.
Oh, that's good. That's better than 1.
It's great. They're both very difficult, though. So I'm gonna talk to Ravanya. If I can kill the person who put this curse on me, it would be not only very satisfying, but also break the curse. So, very beneficial. I'm gonna see if he can help me find where this person is. And maybe we can both find him and kill him.
Oh, do you want me to come with?
If you like.
I mean, well,
honestly,
why not?
I wouldn't mind. I'm not, me and magic don't really, you know more about this stuff than I do.
Helvig's never met Ravanya.
Yes.
Oh, I keep forgetting I get mixed up as to how long you were in Jude's head. It's all very complicated. Ravanya can predict the future and stuff. He's one of those magic people. I don't remember what it's called. Magic predicting person.
Right, the ones with the cards and the crystal ball and stuff.
School of knowing things they shouldn't know about.
Right, School of Nosiness.
That was
Is Rachel trying to remember? Because it's divination.
This is Trish.
Okay, right.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to him. You can come if you want.
Sure, why not?
He's a bit spooky, but
Really?
yeah.
I mean, that might be fun.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Let me just find that voice.
Yeah, Ravanya, where you at?
This is fine. All right. Yeah, cool. That's Rusty. Yeah. Yeah, you head up. So, you know that Ravanya's quarters and classroom are at the very top of the building. Building. The avium, for those freshly joining us, including Smoothie, is a large stone tree. About 500 meters tall without branches. It used to be a tree, it's now been petrified. And it is...
Thank you for the explanation. I know nothing.
It is essentially it's an enormous tower. I will describe it further when you get there. But, and you get up to the top and into some of the... There is a few sort of stubby branches, and in one of these is Ravanya's classroom. Korvax Ravanya is a Corvum. And you get there, and Trish and Helvig, you get to the door.
I knock.
Just before you knock, your hand goes up and it says, "Yes, come in, please."
Whoa. Whoa. He is spooky.
I told you.
Oh. Okay.
You come in and you open the door and he's standing right there. And he says, "In this instance, though, it was not a matter of prediction. I was getting up to leave and I heard you outside."
Oh. Okay.
That's less fun, but it's still cool.
"Greetings, Mr. Dewpoint. I have not had the pleasure yet."
Yeah, you must be Mr. Ravanya.
He offers a claw to shake.
Okay, I shake.
And he says, "We have not met exactly, but I did a sending once to try to find you. It was odd. And quite catastrophic to my classroom.
Oh.
It required a lot of buckets. Oh, it was not your fault. It was the fault of that which ate you.
Oh, the snake thing.
Your friend Jude was quite upset. It is where she got the spine of you. Your silver metal spine. Please, come in."
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I thought you were going somewhere.
It can wait.
Okay.
And he actually stops for a moment and sort of pauses and smiles and nods like it's something has occurred to him and it sort of makes sense. You're like, "Oh, okay." Like when you stop and figure something out, he's just like, "Huh, yeah, all right." And he gestures you in. So the classroom has 9 desks. They're individual metal legs with wooden tops. And sort of the old style, think British boarding school, a wooden inkwell with the little groove along the front and then gently sloped, and it can lift up and you can put your stuff inside and close the lid again. You write on the lid, and uncomfortable looking wooden chairs sitting at all of them, and at the top of the room is it's a trio of blackboards that can shift. Like there's one in front that can move across, so you can write on all three simultaneously. And yes, a large leather chair, but on a rotating stand behind a desk. And he says, please come in, please sit down. Would you care for some tea?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty. And I don't want to waste your time. You're clearly on your way somewhere. But I was wondering if you could help me find someone.
Of course, I can try if you like. Who am I looking for?
Well, there's no point lying to you, is that someone put a curse on me and I need to find them. Oh. Well. I hate magic.
I know.
Wonderful. Okay, I have this.
He smiled like the whole time. He's like, I know. I understand.
Spooky.
It would be very, from what you have gone through, it is probably intensely frustrating.
Nevermore just makes it unfun.
Nevermore has the talent many wizards have of making it seem like the solution for everything when it is not. It is the solution for very specific things.
Sure.
Right. Well.
Unfortunately, I cannot always solve the problem, but I will try.
I would appreciate that very much. And I pull the note out of my pocket and I say, he gave me this when I got the curse. I don't even know if it's a he, to be honest. I don't know why I'm filling that in with my brain. This is all I know about this person.
Right. I see. All right. Well, so you are wanting to know who gave you this note?
Yes, please.
He takes it from you and ha. Okay.
Oh, good.
Interesting.
Are you okay?
Yes, it's fine. It's just an attunement situation. He is still quite pale. So this is a corvum, a crow folk. They are normally dark to look at. Their plumage is black. He is grey. His feathers are, and Trish, you would be aware he didn't always used to be this color. When you first met him, he was black, pitch black, and he went white after the summoning in question with Helvig and Trish, and Jude rather, and it nearly killed him. He is recovering, but the feathers around the hand where he touched the note have gone white again.
Oh no.
He says, just some. I don't think it is the... That's okay. Do you need the note for anything further?
No. I remember what it says, so I don't think so.
I imagine it is indelibly placed on your brain at this point.
It's not going to hurt you to do this, is it?
No. Now I know not to touch it. I will be fine. Thank you for your concern, though. And he gives you a genuine smile, like I appreciate it. Sorry, Dan?
I was gonna say, Helvig kind of like lifts one of his arms, and then from the little like tattoo equivalent of the Helvig like swirling around. Is this?
That's an engraving.
Gap? Yeah, there's a small gap where it seems like fireflies just like vented out and like flies around Ravania, Disney princess style, like upward cone as I healing light him for 2 dice because he seems to be he's a good fella and he's helping us and he got hurt for 8.
Thank you. Yeah, cool. He goes, and they swirl around him initially, and then they come down and focus on the hand that touched it, and the color returns to the feathers. If anything, you would say it is slightly blacker than it was before. He says, "Oh, this is so much better. Thank you, my friend. That's very kind of you."
That's okay. You're doing my friend a favor, and you did me a favor with Jude. So
Whilst I am very grateful, I would caution you: do not overextend that. Your connection
Why?
with the source of your power is now severed.
Oh. Okay.
You could run out.
Wait. Sorry, Trish. Are you done with your questions? I don't want to get.
We'll get to you. I'll come back.
Okay.
I did not mean to upset. It's not as bad as you.
It's fine. It's fine.
So.
Yeah.
He takes he goes into one of the drawers of his desk, pulls it out like the bottom drawer with the big bucket sort of style drawer, and he pulls out a large brazier, which he puts on his desk, like a fire pit sort of thing, and a pair of metal tongs. And he takes the note and puts it in the brazier. And he says, "You may want to draw closer. This will be for you to see, not me. Place your hands on either side of the bowl and focus on the moment when you received the note." He then gets a jug out and pours a black liquid over the note. He then clicks his finger and the whole thing goes up in green flames. And the flames are about a foot high, and you can see within them the face of a birdfolk. He is looking a little shady. It is male. He has a cloak up over his head, like a hood over his head, and he is walking somewhere. Trish, make me a history check.
Yes. History.
Ooh.
Ah!
No.
That's okay. You don't remember this person. He doesn't look familiar to you, but that's not necessarily meaningful. He is a Corvum. He is sort of looking around furtively. He seems to be sneaking somewhere.
Can I tell where he is? Like from the
That was what
surroundings?
the 5 was for.
Oh,
Sorry.
fair enough. That's cool.
It was a sort of combination. Do you know who he is? Do you know where he is? No, is the answer. I'm afraid not.
Fair.
If you're gonna... Alright, I'll let you roll it again because you are specifically about location. But I am raising the DC.
That's fair. History. Not.
Oh, no.
The dice do not think you know where this person is.
But Trish's memory is not the best. It's
No.
fine. She's had a lot of blows to the head.
Yeah. And I imagine seeing this person's face makes you angry.
Okay.
This guy does not look like a criminal mastermind. He does have the look of a criminal. If you were going to sort of judge a book by its cover, this person looks like the sort of guy who does nasty things for money.
Would he maybe be someone I pissed off in my bandit days? Do I think?
Possibly.
Possibly. How old is he?
Yeah, you would guess mid-20s, sort of young, not very old. Yeah.
Right. His face is seared into my memory.
Yeah. His clothing indicates lower socioeconomic status, and an intent for stealth.
Okay.
As does his general demeanor. Yeah. And the image lasts for... He's moving as well, like it's moving around. It's like it's a video, but it lasts maybe 15 seconds, and that's all Ravania can manage, and he sort of... Here, I'm afraid that is all I can manage. I hope that was helpful. I don't know the face myself, but I can't say I know every Corvum in the wood. Oh, I am sorry, it is one of my kind that did this to you. That curse is foul. And even contact with it was unpleasant. And he sort of leans against his desk, and then he sits. Just sort of, I'm sorry, I could not be of more help.
No, you were... This was very helpful. Now at least I know who I'm looking for.
I have a
If I
face.
don't remember them. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Mr. Dewpoint?
Yeah. So is the aspect very dead?
My understanding of the event is that it was cancelled out.
Oh?
So, the plane of ice and the plane of fire are sort of polar opposites of each other. When you combine them, it's sort of... One is the antithesis, the opposite, the exact opposite of the other thing. So when you combine them together, when you are forcing the two of them together... Oh,
We
my
lost you for a
connection.
second, Josh.
My connection has gone unstable. How helpful.
Yeah, you lost your voice there for a pause. So
Sorry, it's been a long day.
for me, us
Okay.
anyway.
So, yes, if you are... They are two parts of the same thing. They're opposites of each other, ice and fire. You know, if you are combining them together, you're forcing them together. There was a lot of resistance to this. It's my understanding. Trish, you were there, you know that. When you force two things together that were never meant to be together, they forcibly combine, cancelling each other out. What essentially your friends did when they destroyed the aspect of fire is they forcibly combined it with an aspect of ice, destroying both entities completely. Antimatter and matter, essentially. They're just vigorously cancel each other out. So a small part of both planes was destroyed. Not enough to harm the beings living there or any of the others, except... Don't worry, the aspect of ice was also a deeply nasty thing.
Are they all that mean?
I don't know very many elementals my own self. But I doubt every one of them is unpleasant.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, we will be invaded a lot more. I know that several of the Amaranthines live on the planes of elements. They would not do this if they were not a nice place to live. The plane of life is very nice. I summered there once.
We actually met some nice people when we went to the plane of fire, which was surprising, but some of them were really nice.
Not all the people who live there are elementals either.
No?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just worried that
You know that, Trish.
I'm just worried that like they were like being like a pillar or something supporting the planes, and then I kind of fudged it, and I don't know how to fix it, and if it maybe I shouldn't use my magic if like the last bit of the aspect of fire is gonna go away.
No. I don't think you need to worry about that. Your connection with the plane is already severed. So what you have is all you have left. That's the problem. But what you have taken is already gone.
Oh.
So if you're concerned that you are using up the plane of fire, do not be concerned. Because you're already not connected to it. Any damage has already been done.
Okay.
And, my friend, it is important to note the damage was done to you, not by you.
I'm
Take
sure.
only blame for what you are actually responsible for. Another lesson from a old bird.
Okay.
Evildoer is raiding with a party of 13. You bloody champion. Thank you very much for the raid, Evildoer. Excellent name as well. We have been raided by Evildoer before. I'm going to run this.
Evildoer minion. Evildoer minion.
Evildoer minion. And they were playing Dungeons and Dragons as well. Amazing. Tell us all about it. How was your game? Did it go well? Did you have fun? We have just started a new campaign here in the Humblewood. Yes, we are going to be playing, spoilers, we are going to be playing Curse of Strahd, but set in the Humblewood because I'm silly like that. We are currently, we've got some old, some new characters, new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're currently dealing with, Helvig. Any more questions for Ravanya?
No, because his last statement stopped him in his tracks. A bunch of I still blame myself, but I'm not gonna tell him outright.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's up to you. Evildoer was map making tonight, actually working on Castle Ravenloft.
Oh,
nice. Excellent.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
have to check out your stream then later because I might need some maps. Or at least some inspiration for one. Very cool. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing your folks, Evildoer, you bloody champion.
I'm just gonna roll a casual deception check and being like, yeah, I took that to heart for sure. Thank you.
Alrighty. He is glad, and he smiles. He's not going to try and contest it. He's just like, good, I'm glad that this maybe helped this boy. And he says, also, your form is impressive. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Minkus did
Varys,
good.
I think?
Minkus did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it. He's very good. Well, as you are observing, I was on my way to lunch. You can join me if you care to. He bustles off down to lunch. Smoothie. Gonna just jump back to Smoothie now. Smoothie, you awaken middle of the night, upside down. In your building.
That was me doing a wipe transition to you.
Yeah. And Smoothie, you're hanging upside down in a barn, unfamiliar place, but you almost immediately realize it's not problematic. It's not a dangerous place to be. And
It doesn't feel like that at this exact moment, though. You'd probably wake up just instinctually based on the past 24 hours.
Okay, very well. The night is cold and crisp. The mountain air is pleasant and clear. And you feel a tug in your core drawing you west up the slopes.
Mm-hmm.
As you head outside, the moon is shining down. It is full moon tonight. There is very little cloud cover, and I will say you feel a sort of peace descend upon you. Even if you weren't necessarily feeling particularly peaceful before. You tread your way, almost in a trance, through the little hamlet, through, what was this called? Yeah, the little hamlet you were staying in. Hollow something or another.
Hollow Dawn or something. Hollow Den.
Yeah. Hollow Down.
Hollow Down.
And, you tread your way through Hollow Down out into a little pine forest, west of the town, further up the slopes. And the pine needles soften the ground beneath your feet. The busyness of the day is gone from this new world, and the quiet of the night has come. Still more alive than Barovia, at least here, but it is at a manageable level. Nothing here is clamoring for your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you slowly sort of wind your way, following this tugging at your core, to a small grove. Can you make me a perception check, please?
Sure.
You would not have advantage for this particular thing.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I assumed it was sight-based anyway.
Yeah.
That would be a natural 3, but that's a 10.
10. Very well. Yeah. At the north of the grove.
Hang on. Sorry. There is actually stuff because it's nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah. It just means you're not negative.
Right. Let me just double check that. Terror of the night. I have blind sight. Sound. You're correct. Sorry. Yeah, of course you are. Yep, you made the damn thing.
I wrote
Go
the... to the north of the clearing is a large flat rock. And it's mildly odd. It's an odd kind of rock because it's slate. And mountains, these mountains are mostly granite and limestone. So it's an odd kind of rock to be there. And it's about the size of a table. And can I get another perception check? This one is sound-based. No, Rachel, it is not frog-shaped. I knew someone would do that. I just didn't think it would be you. Rachel has disadvantage on the next thing.
Damn. Frog supremacy.
25.
You deserve it. 25. Oof, yes. You do, however, hear behind you a barely audible swooshing of wings, which I imagine you go, what the fuck? You turn around, a great dark figure descends into the glade. They are an owl. Larger than any strig. His feathers are midnight blue, and within each eye gleams a trio of stars. Hello, old friend. The voice is calm and kind, Smoothie, and you feel like you've heard it before.
Hi.
You're a long way from home.
Yeah. Uh-huh. This is what your voice sounds like.
It is nice you can finally hear me. Many from your world are lost.
Yeah. He's dead, isn't he?
Ah, yes. I'm afraid so. Biggin.
Mm-hmm.
Fear not. He lives on. His last bequest to you. Nothing can leave Barovia without Strahd's permission. Not even a soul.
How am I supposed to do right by him if I can't even keep him safe?
You are keeping him safe. He's within you now. One wing swoops around over your shoulders, and you feel a warmth in your core. He says, a warmth is the wrong word. It is a coolness. But a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you feel him there. That is Biggin. His soul passed to you. Many in Barovia don't have one. He gave you this last gift.
He knew what he was doing.
He made a choice. Don't cheapen it by questioning it. He knew what he was doing.
Okay.
He paid the price willingly.
Do you think it's even possible? Really?
To do what you are setting out to do.
Mhm.
I would not be here if I didn't think it was.
Okay.
But your first task would be to get back.
Yeah.
Find the help you have come for. You have taken your first step along that path. We are now reconnected.
Yeah.
Through you, my light can shine back there. You will be the guiding light for all Barovia. Find those you have come here to find,
Okay.
and then you have to get yourself back. And for that, I have a mission for you, a task.
Another one. Okay. Give me.
It's just a little one. Well, it's not easy, but it isn't big. And in doing it, you will find what it is you need. I ask that you go to a place called Alderheart and burn out a fane that is used in my name, but falsely. It was commissioned by another, and I will none of it. And there is a cold anger in his voice at that point. That which you seek is within a branch of the great tree, concealed from view, but not from your sight. Burn this place out, that the tree may heal as all fire cleanses the wood. Our goals are aligned, for in burning the circle, you shall find your way back from whence you came, and in the act, the gate will open. For within the power of destruction lies the power of control.
I'm not going to pretend I understood all of that, but I trust you.
You will
Okay.
learn what you need to know when you know it. When you need to know it.
Okay.
I just decided that Bishop Blood. I just decided that the Void's voice was just not appropriate for the gravity of the situation. I didn't want
Titan is
Titan
the
to
void.
go, "Hello there! Yes! Within the power of destruction lies the power of control." Yeah.
Thank
didn't wanna do
you.
that. Didn't
Thank
wanna
you,
cheapen
boy.
the moment.
Hey, if I don't know how much, you. Biggin was the one who knew everything about everything. He was going to teach me more, I think. Do you visit them, the dead people that loved you, or how does that work?
Do you mean, do you visit them, or does he visit them?
Do you? As in, do you? As in, does he?
Depends. I said no one can leave Barovia.
He's stuck there, like his soul?
No, it's in you. His soul came out with you. It is the first that has escaped in a long time. And anyone who dies in Barovia, their soul remains there. You die here, your soul joins the plane of life. Deep lore.
Okay. All right. So I gotta head for where I'm heading. I gotta go to a tree. I gotta get rid of this fame. Find the heroes. Come back on a white horse. Save the day. Totally doable. Yeah.
You'll struggle to find a horse here. You might want a beetle.
They don't have horses? Man, this place is weird.
Yes, if a piece of advice, I know things are different in Barovia, but don't go around telling too many people of your dietary habits. They will think you a murderer.
Has he's got his wing over me at the moment, right?
He does.
No. I think he will just kind of, for as long as like he's around, he will just kind of nestle in and just, like see if he has a heartbeat. Basically, like this is, in my imagination, basically like a toddler kind of investigating his parent. Like if you were a kid and you're in bed with your mother or your father, you might be like, oh, they've got this, and just kind of like inspect sort of thing.
You nuzzle in, and it's still sort of a one-armed hug, but there is it firms a little bit. He sort of tightens his arm around you just very briefly. You get sort of a 3-second squeeze, and then the sensation slowly fades as the figure of Titan fades as well.
Got stuff to do.
And as you look around, you notice that the glade you're in is a perfect crescent moon. It's just like that's the space on the floor, is the shape of a crescent moon. And I think we'll take a short breaklet there. Be a good spot for a break. Guys, thank you so much for our raiders, and thank you guys for sticking around. And so many of you have already smashed that follow button. If you're enjoying our content, please consider doing so as well. We will be back very shortly. Yeah, Dragon West. What a good scene indeed. Thank you, Jack. What a lovely scene partner that was. So we will go, and we will be back 5 minutes, very brief one, and just to refresh ourselves, and right back after these messages.
Refresh ourselves after we kill some rabbits.
Absolutely. Alrighty, we'll be back very shortly. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Vast and ahoy, gay day once again, mateys. We'll be back with more Humblewood. Yes. And Smoothie has just had an encounter with, not a god exactly, they're actually technically not gods, they are amaranthines, they are called. They are deities. And this is actually one of the major ones as well. This is sort of top tier deity in this canon, in this world. Daddy Titan. Yes. Smoothie's deity. It's cool for a cleric to get to meet their deity. You met him, and so would you? Yeah, you find yourself in the forest, in a hug pose without anybody hugging you anymore.
My head hits the.
Oh,
hits the ground somewhat.
He's gone.
Ow. Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah. What's new? Yes. What? It's still nighttime?
It's just still nighttime, yeah. It might be about midnight? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm here for it. Well, I don't know if I've had a full night's rest, so I will go and do that for the sake
continue
of
going back and yeah. Very well. You do that. You head back, you have breakfast. You would be offered a light breakfast by Jamis and Sarah. Sort of wished well and seen on your way. Not with any sort of like, and off you fuck, but just a sort of like, well, you're off then. Well, it was lovely meeting you. Take care then.
It was positive. Yep, all good. On my way.
Dragon at rest, that's cool. So they're like lesser deities. Amaranthines are coming, I would say 3 stripes. There is, yes, the mother and father are Dea and Titan. They are sort of the mother and father god. They are very much major deity. Then there are 10 others. There are 5 birdfolk and 5 humblefolk that are worshipped in the wood. However, there are more throughout the larger Everden, but so far 10 of them have names in the canon. Beyond Ardea and Titan, there is Kren of the Vulpin. There is Hath of the Mapatch. There is Kerith of the Servan, so the deer folk. There is Gaspard, of course. We have seen a lot of Gaspard, the Gerbine. And there is Henwin of the Hedge. Those are the 5 humble folk deities. And then there are children, the Luma, which is sort of pigeon folk. Rhea, the Raptor, which are sort of birds of prey. There's Altus, the Strig. And Guessme, the Corvum. And the 10th escapes memory. Because we've never really... Hanera? Yes, Hanera, who is the Gallus. That is the 10. Good job, Josh, remembering all of them. And yeah, they're all rather cool and groovy. They all have variations on them, and they are lesser deities, but still very much deities. However, there isn't a heaven and a hell in this world. There is the material, and then there is the 6 elemental. And it's important that Jack does know that because he's actually a cleric, so he would know about that sort of stuff, at least vaguely. Then a bunch of other sort of planes that exist sort of up and around, the 6 elemental planes include life and death as elemental planes as well, and they are all expressing it as a disc is incorrect. They actually all border each other. So it's more of an orb. And each one could be said to extraplanar, everything can border everything else. So the plane of life and the plane of death border each other. The plane of water and the plane of fire border each other, and the plane of life and the plane of death. Everything touches everything else, elemental planes-wise. If that confuses the fuck out of you, good. Smoothie takes a couple more days to cross the mountains. Your woodcraft is reasonably good. Just as a Pterin, you can hunt for food and stuff like that. You're not that bad at that sort of stuff, unless you would rule you are bad at that stuff. But your sort of base trait characteristics, you can find nuts, berries, things like that to live off the land reasonably well. Even if you're not hugely experienced at it, you don't struggle too badly.
Is
this
it
place is good for
bugs
hunting.
that I'm hunting?
Would be, where normally you would be hunting a squirrel, you're hunting more of a large termite. There are birds, though, if you would eat bird.
Bird has blood? Yep, that makes more sense.
Yeah. You can snare a bird or two for dinner.
Sure, yep.
So yeah, takes you a couple of days. You cross over. A couple of days later, Smoothie, you've crossed the mountains. You've stopped one afternoon to ask directions at a small mine. The owner, a scarred mapatch with the demeanor of a warrior, said, "Defenders of Alderheart. Last I heard, they were staying at the Avium. One of them was in need of a body. I can't say I really understand myself, but there you go. Couple of days west.
Me neither.
You'll see it. It's about 500 meters high, and it looks like stone, but it's an old tree, so the legends go. Got a few floating islands sort of orbiting it. Hard thing to miss.
Is that known as the Great Tree, sir?
No, that's the Alderheart, and you can actually already see the Alderheart.
Oh, yeah, that thing. I should have figured that out.
He says, "No, there's the Alderheart.
Gotcha.
The other one's not quite as big, but it's on the way. If you head basically towards Alderheart, you'll find it. Hard to miss."
Okay. Yep.
So yeah,
thank you,
following
sir.
the kindly mapatch directions, a couple of days more travel finds you at the gates of the Avium at early evening.
Yes, sir.
I will say, for convenience and because I can, that Smoothie arrives
Cutscene.
the evening you guys had your meeting with Ravania. Also means Trish doesn't have to kill anybody else yet.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So yeah, Smoothie arrives at the gates of the Avium. It is this. So it has the look of a tree that all the branches fell off, and then the tree turned to stone. And then a bunch of wizards reanimated those branches, filled them with dirt, and raised them back up again. And now there are these sort of orbs orbiting around. There are 3 large, they're called terrariums, and one has a sort of small seascape in it, one has a forest, and one has a sort of desert in it. And from your angle down here, it's hard to see, but yeah, there are 3 at various heights, all of them, plus another couple of, probably half a dozen or so towers on little floating pillars, like pieces of rock. All of them have half bridges jutting out of them. There are also several bridges jutting out of the tree, and every now and again, those bridges line up. And whenever you witness one do so as it passes overhead, and you see a couple of students run across that bridge, they've been waiting at one side to cross over. At the gate, there is a small guard post manned by a couple of birdfolk in uniforms, sort of look military uniforms. They both have halberds. And they don't seem like particularly vigilant, though. They're pretty casual about the job. And yeah, so you arrive and they're there.
Okay. God, at this point, I'll probably go up to the guard and I'll make it a 2-pronged question, which is like, sorry, sirs, I'm looking for these. Apparently, they're called the Heroes of Aldahar. Is that like a title? Like, and I'll give him the information that I know.
Yeah, you're looking for the Defenders.
Defenders. I apologize.
And yeah, one of them says, quite popular people today, but yes. It is a title. But most people, when they say the Defenders of Aldahar, they're probably meaning Trish, Caper, Helvig, Dewpoint, Nevermore, and Jude Littlefoot. Well, a couple of them are currently here.
Okay. I'm guessing those names don't mean anything to me per se.
I'm pretty sure Selenox labeled a couple of them.
Okay. Neat. And they're this way, sir?
Yeah. Look, this is sort of it's our job to sort of stop any sort of looky-loos. If you want, we can send someone in and grab them for you. We're not really like it's not that kind of, you can't just come and go. But we can send somebody in and they can ask for if they're looking to, if they're expecting to meet you or whatever.
No, they're not. I understand. I don't want to be a bother. I'm from elsewhere, and I might have work for them. God, am I gonna have to pay them? Anyway, yeah.
Well, all right then. Yeah. And he nods at his subordinate, the other guy standing next to him, who dashes in, and grabs a student who's just walking by, a Jerbeen child in black robes with a red trim, whispers to him, and he looks over at you and sort of, and you see the look on this large mouse's face. And you've seen Jerbeen before. You know what a Jerbeen is, but
sure.
And he looks at you like, oh wow, like you have the look of, I've never seen anything like that before. And he
I'll just
nods
show my
and
fangs,
then,
just like not aggressively, but like since he's already staring at me anyway, I'll just go.
Yeah, he dashes inside, and the Strig, who's leaning against his halberd at the gate, smiles at when you do that. He's like, nice.
I mean, he's what, 12? They're all gonna. They should have some nice memories. And I'll just eat my bird as I'm waiting for.
You do that. Yeah. So Trish, Helvig, a small Jerbeen boy shows up. I mean, all Jerbeens are small, but a Jerbeen boy shows up. With one exception, all Jerbeens are small. He says, hi.
Hello.
Hi. You're, I guess, sitting down to dinner? Like,
Yeah.
it would be about dinner time? And he's like, hi. There's someone at the gate for you.
Oh.
He's really scary.
Oh.
Like, freaky. Like, it's cool.
Oh, okay. Did they say what they wanted?
Am I
The
Guar?
defenders
Am
of
I
all
cool
the heart.
scary?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Guess
I'm
we
the
should go see
landlord.
what that is, huh, Helvig?
Yeah, I wonder if it's, I mean, probably not. I was like, I wonder if it's the guy that's like, yeah, I cursed you. Or
I
like,
mean, that'd be very convenient.
it'd be very convenient.
Oh,
or,
it is you. Stab.
Or the, yeah. Or the other thing, like, I don't know, what if they found out that you've, like, what if it's like a family relative of like, the person you,
Oh, good point.
we'll see. Where's your quota at?
I think I got a couple days. I've been very stealthy about it. I don't know if I've mentioned. I don't think anyone knows what I've been doing.
I mean, that's good. That's good.
I think, Trish, you had a day.
Oh, I've got a day before I have to kill someone. Wonderful.
Technically. So yeah. Hilarious.
I mean, yeah, it would suck if you had to, you know, try and explain it to people. So hopefully it's not.
Yeah, let's not explain that to Smoothie. All right, so yeah, you head downstairs. And yeah, you get downstairs. Smoothie, we have a picture now, but what did they see? What did they see?
Okay. Well, I mean, under the circumstances, we've got an interesting introduction. You would see a bent over figure as you kind of come to the doorway. And then sticking up once like he kind of hears you from like 100 feet away, because that's how good his hearing is.
Yeah.
You see feline looking yellow eyes kind of mixed with starlight with gray fur, a very large almost pig-like nose, and fangs which have meat and blood kind of all over them. As he kind of extra. If you ever are thinking about getting extra teeth, don't do it. There's a lot of stuff in here. Hello.
Oh,
Good to know.
hello?
I'll probably be shouting across the way. I'm assuming you guys are the defenders?
I'm just going to flip this back around, particularly for our audience.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry,
So Smoothie, what does Smoothie see, Helvig and Trish? What does Trish look like? We haven't bothered to describe Trish in absolutely ages.
True.
Trish is a raccoon lady. She's got a especially fluffy tail. She's got gray, black, and white fur. Average height, kind of shabbily dressed. Scars on her hands. That's what Trish looks like.
Cool.
Cool. She actually has really cool gloves.
Oh yes, I've got sneaky gloves and fancy boots.
Yeah.
The rest of my
Oh.
clothes are tatty, but I got fancy gloves and boots.
Mm-hmm.
And a very long spear on her back, like
Yes.
slung over her back. Helvig, what the absolute heck do you look like?
Helvig looks like just a piece of art, because goddamn.
Yeah, boy.
Goddamn Professor Varys. He's
Okay.
the silhouette is of a hedgehog person,
Sure.
but the material is not flesh at all. It's made of like some rocky substance engraved with some metally. If it was on a person, it would look like tattoos or something. And on his back, where the spines would be, as most of the metal bits. So there's the soft parts of the hedgehog are like made of this rocky material, while the normally hard stuff of a hedgehog is made of metal.
But if you think of like an android, sort of the sort of something that looks think like iRobot, that sort of
Oh, God.
androidy sort of face,
Yeah,
like
it's got
I
like
don't like it.
segmented plates.
I don't like it.
to do the thing. I'd like to. I
I
think
did
the
not murder him.
it's not
Yeah.
very good.
No, he does not. No, he moves.
I'm not actually
moves
sure.
Very naturally, Omi. Omi asks, "Does Helvig make robo-hydraulic moving sounds now?"
I think
Nor
his,
does he have vocal reverb.
I think of his like facial plates. I have a reference picture from this game, but there's they're very
Valid.
fine. They look more like fish scales.
Oh yes, I love that. Oh my god, Dara's gonna hate you.
Good luck, Daria.
I mean, it's Helvig next. Well, she's
Smithy
currently
has
working on
never
Trish.
Smithy has never been to Humblewood before, so he doesn't even blink an eye.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Oh, as the
Sounds
rock
cool.
person.
I mean, like you guys
seems
farm
standard.
worms. Yeah, this sounds great.
You wear bug spit, so sure, we're okay. All right.
Cool.
Yeah,
That
he
is what they
doesn't know
say.
enough about it to comment.
Like,
so
I
he'll
don't
just
even
go
know if
like,
that's weird. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
You're made of metal. That's dope. Okay.
So, sorry,
No, that's fine.
I didn't think you
You
guys
walk
would.
up, obviously.
I thought you'd send like an emissary or something, because you're like
No.
big deals or something, right?
Oh, I look over at Trish like, are we supposed to have emissaries now? That seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah, that does seem like a little. Look, we're big deals, but we're humble about it.
Yeah,
Ah,
humble.
Ah.
You're like,
I like it.
Uh,
Okay, well, everything's new to me. I don't really understand the rules. If people were big deals where I come from, generally you talk to someone who talked to someone who talked to someone, and well, you don't want to live where I live.
sounds like a pain.
Correct. Look, I have a possible. I don't quite know how this works. If it's all the same, I understand. I'm a stranger. I do have weapons, but you can take them off me if you don't like trust it or whatever. But I'd rather bring up what I have to say in private if it's all the same.
sure,
Oh.
yeah. Do we know of a place that we can be relatively private without the gods being like sus?
Yeah, you can. It's not if he's with you guys, then the guards will let him in. And you have your own sort of. They've given over a chamber to you guys. You've got like it sleeps 4, but Jude's not there anymore, and Nevermore's a maybe a lot of the time. So yeah, you can take him up there. It's got sort of the central communal room, and then everybody's got a sort of curtained off sleeping alcove of it.
Does it look like Helvig and Trish have seen many Batfolk at this point?
You've probably seen a few in your life. They're not very common in the wood, but
Okay.
not unheard of by any
Right.
means.
Yeah, just double checking. And I will kind of follow along if they let me.
Yeah.
And-
To our
and-
chambers straight. I'm Trish, by the way.
Hello, I'm Smoothie. He's very taken aback by the friendliness of the defenders
Everyone.
of Alderhub, but he's like, yeah, it's
Everyone.
a nice place.
It's a nice place.
Where's the knife in the back?
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll get you. I'll get
Yeah.
you.
yeah. And does Helvig's grip if you offer hands?
Yeah, of course. I introduced myself, and I'm
Is his grip
Helvig.
cold?
Dan's cool.
It's not.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought so, but yeah.
Yeah, all good. Yes.
I would say it's actually quite warm.
It's warm, but it also like if our handshake is we do the awkwardly long handshake. The temperature actually
okay.
like fluctuates between.
This
'cause
is
it's fading,
gone
the
for more
power's
than 3
fading.
seconds. Let's saw some wood, huh? Let's do it.
Yeah,
like
let's
that.
do it. That's so fun.
Now a wave. There we go.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's about the end.
All
Trish
right.
is thinking, fuck, there's 2 of them. This is going to be worse than Jude. At least this one
Sorry.
knows full sentences.
Sorry, Smoothie, right? I was just I'm getting used to how. I guess you just met me. I don't know if you've heard of me, but this is all new to me. This whole like body thing. So I'm just getting used
okay.
to how it moves.
It's
Sorry,
not. It's
I
not a
kinda-
thing for all hedge folk on this side of the
No.
pond.
Oh,
Oh well, I might be able to do something about that. I mean, maybe.
oh,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions. Maybe you guys are part cyborg here, or you're trying to be.
Smoothie, I know you're trying to be polite and we appreciate it, but you have no idea what we went through to get this body. Let's just let him acclimatize a little bit before we start finding him a new one.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll just wait till we're somewhere quiet, and then I'll tell them everything for the sake of everything. Just kind of give them the whole spiel.
Yeah. You head up to their quarters. Trish would probably check to see if Nevermore was in. On his bed is a note.
Gone to be a god. Bye.
What's it say?
It says, gone to run a few errands. Won't be long. No more than a couple of weeks. Don't kill anyone who doesn't deserve it till I get back.
Oh, just gone for a couple of weeks.
Sorry,
Cool.
I read that wrong. I read that completely wrong. Trish, I've gone on a few errands. Won't be long. No more than a couple of weeks. Don't kill anyone and I don't deserve it until I get back. Isn't.
Peasant. Yep.
Right peasant on the letter.
You can hear it in the language.
You know he didn't put it there, but it's there.
Nevermore won't be joining us.
I don't know who that is, but that's fine.
It's okay. You don't need to know.
I don't need to know.
Don't need.
But
you're better off not knowing. Is how
I'm better off. Yeah.
Well, anyway, what's your problem?
Okay. Well, where are we? I guess. Like, are we in a sitting room?
So they have taken you inside the giant tree. This is comfortably
the tree that had the thing.
The stone tree. Basically, this is
trees.
comfortably the largest tree you've probably ever seen, but it is made of stone, and inside is quite opulent, but like classy, I suppose. And the entryway.
I'm picturing like a whiskey lounge. Inside.
Yeah, not dissimilar actually. Yeah. I have quite a strong mental image of a place called Foxtrot Unicorn in Perth. It's a sort of underground bar, and it's excellent. And very dim, and a lot of comfy chairs. But yeah, the entryway is that, and then there is a circular disc that they guide you to, and then Trish speaks into a sort of a necklace that she's got and says, floor 8. Actually, no, you say my room. And the thing levitates up, and you are flying, Smoothie.
I'm flying! And I'm gonna like go over to the edge to look at how it works.
It is completely. There's nothing underneath it. This is just magic, man.
Be careful.
That's
I don't know
okay.
if they have any protections on this thing.
No, it is literally not a problem for me. This is more of a passion than you understand.
Okay.
And in fact, being upside down is even better.
Yeah. You go upside down and hang a look, and there's nothing underneath it. It slowly comes to a bobbing stop. There is about a gap of about an inch or two, so it's difficult for you to get back up. But I imagine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have gotten myself back in before the elevator simulation crushed me.
Yeah. There is a mind the gap situation. You do that, and they take you into their rooms, which is a comfortable, reasonably well lit sort of sitting area with 4 curtained off alcoves around it. Trish opens one up to see if Nevermore's there. He's not. The bed is not neatly made, but it is made. And on the pillow is a note. So Helvig would suggest you to a sit, I imagine. General Seagull, thank you very much for the follow. Excellent.
Yeah, sit. Sorry, it's not probably what you expected from like Defenders of Oldahard, but
no, this has been fine. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. Someone I loved knew a lot more about you than I did. Okay. This is the part where I talk, isn't it?
Take your time.
Yeah.
Well, simply put, I gotta be honest with you. I had a grandfather until very recently, and he was a big fan of you guys. He knew about you. I don't know in what detail, but I'm from a place called Barovia. I don't know if you've heard of it, but if you head in that direction for a good few miles, you'll find a big crater. But a long time ago, that used to be a place. And that place doesn't technically exist here anymore. The people there are like you and like me, except when you poke your head above the ground, like you guys have, and I'm sure you've done many great deeds, but the reward for that is normally getting said head lopped off.
Oh.
And we made do, you know. We did the best we could. We just tried to be good members of the community. I'm a priest of Titan, assistant priest, but I helped my grandfather, and we tried to do the right thing by people who remembered the old ways, the current ways for you, I guess. But things are getting worse. I don't know why. Maybe we just got too big for our britches, but we were having a little meeting, people who believed and people who liked us. We tried to help, like I said. And there's a man, his name is Strahd. He runs the whole place. And I don't know if he made the order, but his men found us. And as far as I know, they killed everyone except me because we didn't worship him. That's a whole other conversation. I ran with some people. They wanted to go home. They're from here. But once you go in, you can't come back unless you're my people. I don't know the specifics off the top of my head, but we're allowed to go as we please. But Titan's wise. And I guess he foresaw a way, a slim chance, but a way that maybe that crater over there might be a place again here. Unfortunately, it means that I had to run and leave some people that tried to protect me behind. I don't know if they're alive or dead. But I came to find you, and I'll take off my helmet, kind of just hold it in my hands, to ask you humbly if you can help me take this guy down. I don't like fighting. I'd rather not. But we tried to be people who just live there, and we died anyway, you know? And maybe if we take him down, we get a chance to go somewhere and explore this place, this your home, and I guess ours too. I don't know, but that's my request, I guess.
would you like some tea?
Yeah. What? Is it made from bug?
No. Would you like it made from bug? I've never done it though.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this side of the pond, man.
I'll not make it from bug.
I'd
how you
appreciate it.
reacted. Okay. I go brew some tea and I give Trish the like, what do you think look as I'm like fiddling around.
Well, I definitely want to help, but like, how? I definitely want to help, but this is a big. This
Right.
is very big.
It is. It is.
Even if you were keeping your voices low, Smoothie can hear you.
Okay.
No, just like
I'm sorry,
Oh.
I didn't think about that, but it's technically true.
That's fun.
I got the impression that they were like, hey, I think this is a really
as I'm
bad idea."
like brewing tea.
Really quietly, and Smoothie's on the other side of the room, as far away from him as he can be, and he goes, "Yeah, it's really scary," and it's a big
Just
deal.
the ears.
Big
Yeah.
ears not for show. Good to know.
ears
Filing
not-
that away.
For sure.
Could I do a history check? Have I heard of Barovia?
Please do. Helvig can make one as well.
Okie doke.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's good.
That's fine. 15.
Perfect. Helvig, that definitely makes sense. Helvig, you have heard of this. This Helvig is not from the Humblewood. Helvig is from outside of the Humblewood. Trish, on this side of the mountains, it's a legend at best. Where you're from, Helvig, the story is taught. It's a cautionary tale.
That makes sense considering where it's from.
Yeah.
A lot of cautionary tale.
Don't mess around with undeath.
Oh.
Don't mess around with necromancy. Shit like that massive ravine can happen, and it's probably occurred to more than one kid told that story going like, wait, necromancy led to that? This 100-mile long cavern? What? He's like, yeah, dude, don't screw with it. So yeah, Helvig, you have heard of this. Story checks out. You've never heard of anybody getting out of this place. You did. So, as far as the people of your world believe, it is gone. It disappeared. The land of Barovia disappeared. It was a valley. And now it is a crater. No one's certain exactly what happened.
I mean, I've heard of it before.
Really?
I thought it was just gone, though. It was like, don't do
Well-
necromancy or you leave a hole in the ground.
Both of those things are technically true, yeah.
Well, we've certainly encountered things that we thought were myth and turned out to be real before, so
Right,
wouldn't be
yeah.
too surprising.
I mean, well, as I kind of like, if he could sweat, he would from the little interjections
All
by
right.
Smoothie.
We're just rolling with it now, I think.
Brewing tea, and he's like, I don't want to mention it. Let's just keep going.
No private conversations here, motherfucker. Don't talk about your sex life anywhere near me. I'll know it all.
We gotta teach Helvig Thieves' Cant or something.
I do a minor illusion. No, I don't go that length.
Well, I want to help if you do. I think we should do it.
Why
But I
not?
think we should be smart about it, because this whole no one comes back thing concerns me.
He came back.
We have come back from places, haven't we?
Yeah.
Smoothie,
At this point, he's like just kind of sitting there, like realizing that like it's inappropriate to be listening.
He can't
So he's just
not
like-
listen,
so
but
so
he is
he will-
pretending he's
he
not
will
listening.
He will act
Yeah.
like he's like, yes,
Oh, yeah?
you're talking to me. Yes.
For the sake of keeping the social faux pas under wraps, I also just offer the tea as if you didn't interject at
Yeah.
all.
Thank you.
if if we were to help you,
Yeah.
do you have any sort of plan in mind? Because we don't know anything about Barovia.
Well,
Yeah.
that I do know a bit about. Well, I mean, what we can do, in the meantime, if you're worried about, because I understand, like, I've just come to you with this, and you don't know me, and you don't know, and by the way, I don't have necessarily anything to offer, but there is a way that we can make sure either one is on the level, which is the great tree.
Yeah.
I've been told by the father that there's a fane there. Am I right in saying, Josh, that what he was implying was like a
church.
tribute? Yeah, right. Okay, so a whole like a form of worship happening in this tree. So I'll relay that for the sake of brevity and just go, he wants it gone. And one thing I guess, like, I don't know how you guys operate, but like I'm just we'll work it out. He does want this place, I guess, for lack of a better word, burned down, and we can, I'm sure collectively we can make that happen between us. But I don't want to hurt anybody. People make mistakes and all of that. And if we work together well there, and we can figure out a way to hopefully get people to understand the error of their ways, then maybe you can make a decision from there, you know? I don't want to pressure you into something big.
I'm a little confused. Your
Yeah.
deity wants you to burn down a church?
Well, those are the words he used. He's a god, so he can get a little dramatic, I imagine. But like,
Comes with the job.
yeah.
And that'll help your situation with Barovia?
No, I don't think so. But I think, I don't know. Are there lots of Titan worshippers over this side of the pond?
I'm not particularly religious myself, but
Yes, the answer is loads.
probably.
I don't know then.
All the bird gods are the same to me.
Oh, don't let them hear you. Like,
I mean,
anyway.
I mean, there's no bad folk god, so I don't know what to tell you there. Look, yeah, look, he said that will lead me to something to do with the quests. I've never talked to a god before. I didn't think to ask specifics. I was more just baffled that he thought I was worthy to be talked to.
That happens.
Does that happen a lot? Does it?
I mean, frankly enough, it's quite weird that it's happened in quick succession. We just kind of like talked to one.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm gonna like it here.
2 days ago.
earlier. Yeah, 2 days ago. It doesn't happen often, but somehow it happens frequently enough to us. It's weird.
Okay, well, like
It's
I said, I
none of
think
our
that's
gods too. So like,
I think that's a good way, right? Like, if you guys decide that you think I'm full of it, or if you think that it's like too much, I understand.
Oh, no,
I understand.
insight check.
Actually, I will. I don't think you're full of it, and it's not
12.
that it's too much. I'm always one for having a solid plan before I go to a place where I can't return from.
That's the thing. As far as your 12, Smoothie has a pretty good charisma, but under the circumstances, he definitely gives the air of someone who is kind of making it up as he goes along.
So out of its depth.
with God advice and culture shock
Just
combined.
being an adult. Okay.
You know, just a whole lot. Just basically imagine a person who's gotten a new job, but it's in Japan. That's kind of how it feels like right now.
There is a knock at the door. It is a hedge girl. And
Let me get it. Because I would have put like a like a disturb only for emergencies sign.
Someone wants to give me a milkshake, and I find that adorable. Thank you, sir, or madam, or them. I don't know.
Yes. She says, "Oh, hello.
Hi.
I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time. She's got a tray of milkshakes.
Oh.
There's 4.
Oh.
You know, I would
No,
say no, but you brought milkshakes, so come on in.
Audience participation.
There is 3. There is 3 milkshakes. She was she's like
one for herself.
There's one for her and one for Trish and one for Helvig. And she comes and sees you've got company and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had company. I can come back."
Oh no, Trish, what do we do?
She is here
On
to
a
talk.
scale of 1 to 10, how important is this message, little girl? We're very busy.
It's okay. So she's actually about in her late teens. She is in the
so aggressive.
Yeah, she's like it's not important at all. It was really, I just wanted to talk to Mr. Dewpoint.
Oh.
But I wondered if you wanted a drink. And I had I think it's a gift. I think it's for you. She says to Helvig.
Oh.
Can I make an insight check? This girl seems sus as fuck.
Yeah, you can.
18.
She's on the level. She's just a little bit like Trish is quite intimidating.
Yeah, right. True.
Her spines have started standing up.
What kind of creature is this?
She's a hedge. Like Helvig.
Another hedge. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Proper
hedge.
This one is not in any way metallic. This one
I didn't
is.
know if it was like something that, like, you know, that like Helvig was embarrassed about, like maybe his metal grew differently or something.
Yeah, no.
You know, like puberty mustache.
She looks down at you and says, "Oh, hi, sorry, I'm Patch. Nice to meet you." And she puts her hand out. I've never met a Pterin before.
Is that what I'm called over here? Hello. Nice to meet you.
Hi, a Chiro Pterin, I think.
There you go. We just call us Batfolk over there on the other side, but I mean that sounds much cooler.
Okay. Where are you from?
Barovia.
Hang on, just a sec. Yeah. She goes, "Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow."
Which is why I was going to ask you, if you don't mind. I'm happy to leave the room if you want to have a conversation with Helvig. But what is that? The thing in the glass.
Oh, it's a milkshake. And she hands it to you.
I don't know what either of those words mean.
You don't know what milk is?
Uh-oh.
Oh, like the thing that come out of cows. Cool. Okay.
Out of what?
Yeah. Cows are animals from a faraway place. They like... It's weird.
Titan told me not to mention.
I mean, you know what milk is, though, because you're all mammals.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. And I will get like a little bit of like.
It's chocolate flavored.
Like a little bit of gear out of my like pocket, my flight suit stuff, and I will bite one end, bite the other, and kind of make a straw out of copper wire, and go like, okay, do you want to share?
Oh, okay. She sits down. Cow cannon. Yeah, that's how you get the milk out of the cow cannon. So she sits down and she says, "I'm sorry. I think I might be interrupting something. I won't stay long.
That's okay. Ready?
Help.
3, 2, 1. That is
us standing awkwardly like.
that is delicious.
She came here to talk to Helvig, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Enjoy your milkshake. That was really nice. What was your name?
I'm Patch.
Thank you, Patch.
Patch Mossreach. She's dressed in druid robes. A druid student. And she says, "Anyway, sorry, nice to meet you, Smoothie.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
yeah. I do you want me to leave the room or
No, you're okay. Helvig, I was tending the gardens that the druid students have their own gardens.
Yeah.
And this there was this thing, and I was looking at the rose patch, like I was looking at it, and then I turned around for a minute, picked up a shovel, and then it was there. And she goes into the pocket of her robe and pulls out a yellow rose. She says, "Now this was about 2 days ago, and it took me a while to figure out that like what this might have been and why. I actually didn't really think that much of it at the time, but you know, it's a yellow rose, so it's kind of a big deal. And the timing of it just seemed a little like I don't really believe in coincidences. So it turns out." I've asked around. Professor Varus said the moment, like he told me pretty much to the minute when you woke back up. This is, near as I can guess, exactly the moment this happened.
Okay.
Which, because it's a yellow rose, it makes me think it might be for you.
Oh.
Helvig, the yellow roses are the symbol of Henwin.
Oh, the hedge.
The hedge amaranthine.
Mm.
Something Smoothie would probably be aware of.
Yeah.
Trish, not so much.
Oh, it's very pretty.
Yeah, the yellow rose is very pretty. Okay.
She says, I figured it might be for you.
Oh. Thanks. I kind of just take the rose from her hands. I mean, she
does.
walked all
She gives
this
it to
way
you.
and gave us milkshakes. So, you know, the least I can do is take the rose that may be connected to me. I just don't believe it.
She says, "Anyway, nice to meet you."
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
to-
No, it's wonderful to see people who recognize the signs. It's awesome.
She grins broadly at you, Smoothie, and then she sort of bows. Actually, she directs the bow at Trish, like a. Anyway, sorry. Have a nice night. Bye. And see you, Smoothie, and leaves.
See ya.
Okay.
She's sweet.
I imagine I have like pots on like my chunk of the room, so I'll just like plant it in one.
Yeah.
It's a yellow rose.
Yeah. Planted in one, and if you druid craft a little bit, it'll probably take root.
Yeah, I do that.
Sure. Okay.
That's is she a friend of yours?
No.
Helvig has
Well-
never met her before.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
Okay.
I mean, it seems to me, you know, I'm talking to you on the blessings of Titan, and you represent the aspects of, I mean, metallic skin aside, of Henwin, and then she shows up.
Oh.
I just think that's neat.
I suppose that is neat. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I mean, but I mean, you call
I'll take
it a
that as support
coincidence.
from Henwin for sure. Probably.
Under the circumstances,
I mean,
it's not the worst thing to have. Right now.
No. It's just wow. There's a lot of gods and a lot of pots.
Well, I've found in my experience that, that they're all kind of out there to help you out. Keep that nearby. If nothing else, if I'm wrong, you have a nice rose, right?
Yeah, it is a nice rose, and yellow roses don't happen often, so I'm gonna try and keep it alive. But
yeah, keep it nearby you. And if I'm wrong, you get you a nice keepsake anyway, and a milkshake. I want more of that.
We'll get you milkshakes. Oh wait, if we're going to Barovia, you probably don't have milkshake.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stock up before we leave.
Okay.
Oh no, it's on a bag of milkshake holding.
Like one of those gym
New
junkies, like water
fucking
bottle
muffins.
things in the bag.
Yeah.
This little straw coming out.
Okay. So, I think we might leave it there, ladies and gents, on that bizarre, semi-audience inspired.
Don't tell me what I don't want, General Seagull. If I want more milkshakes, I'll tell you I want more milkshakes, sir.
Yeah, that's what happens when you let a suggestion from the audience come along. I loved it. That was fun. I was just like, yeah, she could bring that. That's all right. That was going to happen anyway. The milkshakes was a side along to it. I just loved it. I was just like, yeah, all right. I forgot to have her in earlier. Let's do it now. Okay, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for coming along and playing. And thank you so much to our raiders. Amazing raid.
Yeah.
Huge raid.
Huge views.
So yeah, that's super cool. And I don't know, yeah. So we should probably do our favorite moments. Favorite moments is what we like to do at the end of streams. It helps us wind down, chill out after the end of a stream, and tell each other where we did well, because it's important to identify where you do that so that you can improve. It also is nice and affirming, and it's something we borrowed from the dreaded GM for that exact reason. So, guys, who wants to go first? And chat, if you have favourite moments of yourself, things that you thought we did particularly well. Blood slushies. Bishop blood.
That's on the list. That's on the list. That's
Blood
the modification it needs.
Ooh.
What's really funny is that Trish's potion has to be blended together.
Oh god.
She got
it
there
is
as a
rank.
chunky blood smoothie.
With a heart in it as well.
Yeah,
Oh my
chunky.
god.
Nom, 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 nom.
Oh. Then I can
I need a
hell
bigger
yeah.
straw.
Gonna need a bigger straw.
It's like Sago bowls with the big spoon.
Jesus Christ.
We're breaking that curse. We're breaking.
I like to think of it more of a sort of a red bubble tea.
Yeah,
In the
that's pretty
plastic
accurate.
cup with the
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna
Yeah.
imagine it.
Yeah.
The straw is big enough. Yeah, I'd buy it.
Give it a good shake and stamp. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Inhales, milkshakes. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bishop General Seagull. Thank you very much. Cool. All right. So, who wants to go first? Who should we talk about first? My favorite moment was when Josh let me roll to give Helvig a fireball. I don't know what to talk about. We're not doing that.
I will start, I suppose, with Trish. I really
Hell yeah.
liked the modesty. I don't know what I was expecting, but like from like how Trish was speaking to other people, I like as a player, I was kind of expecting like a barrage of like, what are you doing here? What do you want? And you were surprisingly like, oh no, we'll hear what you have to say and things like that, which I think speaks a lot for her character, because from what I understand, she's been through enough at this point to kind of become a bit more jaded and like, who the fuck are you? Why should we trust you? But instead, it was more like, no, I mean, like, this guy's clear. Like, I don't need to roll an inside check. I believe this guy, and if I can help, I want to. Not even thinking about the fact we have a curse to fix first as well.
Don't worry about it.
So that was my favorite Trish moment, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My favorite Trish moment is just let's go the other side, and that's the seething anger of like just the description of searing the guy's image in your mind so that you won't forget it, but the person who dared curse you and given you this inconvenience.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, right.
My favorite Trish moment was the scene with Nightseed, of being in the scene with you. That was really fun for me to sort of give you. It was like, it's bad news. I know it's bad news. And Trish's reactions in that was my favorite Trish moment. Trish is sort of like, for fuck's sake. Yeah. I really enjoyed having you as a scene partner for that scene. That was really fun for me.
That wizard was neat. That divination wizard.
Oh, I love Ravania.
That's a DM moment. I just screwed myself. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll let you keep that one.
Yeah, you can have that one. Rach, favorite self moment.
Well, Josh took the one I was going to say, so I guess my runner-up would just be, I enjoy scaring the students sometimes. Like, you're getting it. I have a lot to deal with. What do you want? Get to the point. Yes, I know we're very interesting and cool. Why are you here?
Succinct.
That's fun to me.
Not remembering the term divination from Bishop Blood. I love that as well. Because I was just like, I feel like it's Rach who doesn't, it's not Rach who's forgetting. I'm pretty sure it's Trish who's deliberately not remembering. Yeah, very good. Alrighty, excellent. Well, then, seeing as Jack has spoken a lot, let's talk about Jack. Let's talk about favorite smoothie moments. Favorite Trish, we have been back from one of those one-way trips before. Well, typical Tuesday in the Humblewood for us. Yes, favorite smoothie. Listening in on their conversation was excellent, yes.
It was a coincidence. I didn't realize they were far away.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just Josh's good DMing. It's just like, he can hear all.
Favorite smoothie,
like, no.
To be honest, strawberry banana, but in all serious, trying to wrap his head around silk. That was very cute. Yes, absolutely. He can't help it. Got the dang ears. Absolutely. All right, guys. Favorite smoothie moments.
I love I am so sad if it's gonna like the goof's gonna die and it's gonna flip on its head, but like the culture shock of being back in the Humblewood and being like, wait, you don't have cows, you have bugs, and you have a bug pet, and what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that thing? But you have birds. It's just, I love it.
Something with blood, for fuck's sake. I don't want a carapace.
I really love Smoothie's obsession with flight, and then he's got a flight suit and he's studying it. That's so cute and so interesting. I love it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed a lot of these are going to be like me getting to interact with you as this character. I really enjoyed at the very end with Patch. Patch, my like one-line NPC. I just made up a name. I told her what face she had and then what she had to do. And yeah, you're like, no, she came here to talk to Helvig and give him a yellow rose, which she definitely thinks is from her goddess. And she gets interested. She's like, oh shit, I rolled to see if she'd heard of Barovia. She definitely heard of Barovia, and she was fascinated by you. And she was like, oh my god. And yeah, you're just sort of, oh wow, that's really cool. And the way Smoothie leans into any conversation he's in, I think it's real. My favorite, if I'm gonna distill it into my favorite Smoothie, is that he clearly really likes being in the Humblewood. And yeah, some shit's happened for him, but he's really reveling in this. Not everyone are dicks here. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, termites do have blood. It's just clear, if memory serves.
Yeah, but the carapace thing is weird. I want to feel some bones crunch, you know?
All right, okay. Right, wait. Yeah. Worm spit? That's whack. I wear sheep hair.
You and I are not so different. You're an amazing creature.
All right, Jack, favorite self moment?
Gosh, I honestly, it was a decision I think that you made on your part, Josh. But I think both of the NPCs that Smoothie had a lot of interaction with were female, and they both seemed to be very taken by him, which I wasn't expecting, and I wasn't playing it that way at all. He was just, I don't know. It's like it was cool though. It was like it's nice, like like stay away from my daughter, go over there.
that wasn't I wasn't really doing that. That was more of a sort of an offhand joke. I wasn't really implying that with Sarah. With Sarah, she is very sheltered. She'd never really like, it's a little very out of the way village. She doesn't meet new people very often.
Yeah.
And you're very exotic. So she's just like, nice boy, likes my cooking, comes in, tells me cool stories about a faraway land, how exciting. Dead set, probably the most interesting person I'm likely to ever meet. So that's what she liked about you. Whereas Patch was really there to see the heroic hedge. And you don't get a huge amount of heroic hedges, actually. They're not known for their bravery. But yeah, she shows up with a gift from their god, and then there's a Pterin there, and she's a druid. They're all into animals and other people. Yeah. And she's just like, oh shit, I've never met a Pterin. That's so cool. Sorry, I'll be with you in just a second, hero guy. So yeah, it was. Neither of them fell head over heels for Smoothie, but that being said, when they started interacting with him and he gave back as good as he was getting, they were both quite taken with him for his personality as well. Just sort of like Helvig and Trish were both quite like withdrawn on this whole. She's like, I've got a present from our deity, and he's like, oh. And she's just like, this one gets it. I like this one.
I guess on that note, sorry if I misinterpreted. Then I guess the other thing about it was just kind of getting to interact with them on their level, and I suppose just kind of call it what you will, but like the other NPCs kind of interest in this character who like has no idea what the fuck he's doing or what anything means. It's fun because like, I played lower charisma characters before, and I was really trying to play, he's got a 16 charisma. It's actually pretty like all right personality wise. And so I was trying to like make him a foreigner but friendly, which can be difficult, right? Because, with the whole culture shock thing, I eat technically your version of you over here, so anyway, that's me.
Cool. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's talk about favorite Dan moments. We have one from Omi. Favorite Helvig above game, keeping his name in case his past comes a calling, even though, come on, like the world wouldn't know if Helvig changed his name in game. I'm realizing that he only has so much magic. Him realizing he only has so much magic, potentially because he's been cut off, which leaves the question, where is the Hive Heart, and can he get it back? Yeah. Dan, favorite. Well, no, let's talk everybody else's favorite Dan moments first.
I'm first this time?
Yeah, no. I won't throw you in there. I have a couple. So I could go last, but I'm happy to begin and then say a second if it hasn't been said. I loved Helvig's interactions with Ravania. And you went there for Trish, and you were like, didn't want to, like, Helvig is such a lovely, humble person. And yeah, it was like, wait, hold up. No. Do Trish first. We can come back to me. That's okay. Let's do what we came here for first. Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I really liked that scene and bouncing off that, just instinctively going to heal him, like just not even think about it, not saying, you okay? Just like, oh, it's time to heal. Feel better.
I got you,
buddy.
It was
just very Helvig, and it was beautiful.
Yeah. Helvig's still blaming himself. Ah, sweetie, yes. Bishop Blood. Agreed.
For me, I'm gonna have to like bone up on my lore as far as the conversations elsewhere, so I can only talk about the conversation that we had together. I think, just Helvig's reaction to this new person and And in combination with that, like, like, hey, like, do you want some tea? Is this, is that? But also I learned a little bit about them. Like both of these characters, Helvig included, don't necessarily treat religion very seriously, which I think will be a fun dynamic in the future. Because like, Smoothie's not that guy. He's like, he treats everything like a sign. I mean, kind of has to when you live in a world like that. So yeah, I would say that kind of like, thanks was my favorite thing.
Yeah, I thought I've also got a hats off to Dan. I didn't tell him that Bennett would be happening, but Dan just switches between characters really, really well, and just became Bennett. Just shrugged that skin back on very quickly at the beginning, and it's just good, just good.
Yeah, my favorite moment is for sure that. And also, like, on top, like, do I still sound...
Yeah.
Does he still sound like a woman? Like, just the higher octave from normal? And it's like, yeah, totally. And I was like, I guess that's also in the docket list today.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that Trish's reaction to it was exactly the same as as Eric's. I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah. It's weird. What's with that? Yeah.
I also I think Helvig's like almost childlike wonder in like how easy it is and how easy it is to forget he's in like a new body, like how natural it is, and being like, holy shit, right. I can do this now, and then we're really shaking hands.
I can open jars.
I'm not a disembodied soul. Sharing somebody else's body or have my own body usurped by somebody else. What is this freedom? Warlock problems. Warlock problems.
Hello, doggo.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think, Dan did an amazing job, and significantly less and less you will be having to play both characters simultaneously.
I don't believe you. I think you find a way to make this
probably
inconvenient for me.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Well, that was splendid. We should probably get away from here now, though, because we've been streaming for a good long while, and we just can't possibly.
Let's
Every
start.
time.
Let's start with Jack, because he already said his.
Yes.
I did. I have been paying attention. Let's find something different then. Look, honestly, it's just nice having a scene partner you can trust. I didn't know that. I'm still not sure that Smithy's come to terms with the whole grandfather being dead thing. And in the chat, someone made a very astute observation about the 7 stages of grief and whatnot. This even understanding it, if you've ever lost someone or had something horrible happen to you all at once, even saying the words out loud doesn't necessarily mean you've accepted it.
Yeah.
But regardless, having that awe-inspiring moment of actually like, you're not like theoretically, like I believe in you, like, and like I believe in like the theory, but you're there and I can feel you and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt really safe. It's a very vulnerable thing when you're performing, especially for an audience, and trust is really important, and I never feel like I can't be vulnerable in any scene, which is a sign that we've got a really good GM on our hands. So thank you for that.
Thanks, man. Very kind of you. Bishop Blood describing Nightseed's skull flower motif. Yeah.
It's very cool.
I love Nightseed. She doesn't get as much screen time as I'd like, but yeah.
Speaking of Nightseed, I think my favorite DM moment was the curse stuff, as it would be. Did you come up with the curse solution, or is that like on the books?
That was really complex.
Because it's great. I really enjoy it. It's going to be hard but achievable, but very hard still. And
Yep.
that was really fun.
That is all me, baby.
It's a good balance.
It occurs to me, however, well, it occurred to me while I was writing it, it's entirely deliberate, that, if you were going to describe anyone as, say, a powerfully evil individual whose heart you could cut out and use for this horrible spell that you've got to do, there's a perfectly serviceable recipient for that treatment in Barovia.
That was my immediate thought too. I was like, well, if I can't kill this guy, I better go find something evil to kill. Oh,
Yeah.
how convenient. An evil person that needs killing.
Oh, thank God we didn't bring up Helvig when his heart is perfectly serviceable to get cut. But then it's terrible.
Yeah, you'd have
I'm
to
not
eat
evil,
like
what?
2.5 pounds of metal heart.
Blended.
Metal hearts.
It's supposed to get you almost killed.
Enjoyed the map hatch pain foreshadowing. Trish gonna be a werewolf.
Oh my God. Werewolf, barbarian.
Stop reading my mind, Bishop Blood.
Gonna have some protective spells ready for that shit.
My favorite Josh moment is actually right at the beginning, describing how Smoothie warped over here. And,
Oh yeah, the different elements and stuff. That was neat as
and
fuck.
completely silent, but you can still just feel it. So it was so surreal. I had goosebumps just listening it, and I'm not even in the one in the scene.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When I was writing it, I was like, what would be the most sort of disorientating sense to lose for him would definitely be hearing, and everything else is overpowering, and then the hearing is just nothing. Yeah, was sort of my intention there. Favorite favorite Josh, rather. Funny one, the talk with Nightseed, because she just didn't want to talk to Nevermore. Sirius, that damn twin curse, you mad fucking genius. Also, your explanation of how humble Barovia exists, this is going to be good, and I'm excited as hell. Yeah, I'm excited to bring it to you as well. I read the lore of the book, and I was just like, oh, this definitely can work. This can definitely work.
While I haven't, I gotta say, the way you've seamlessly kind of plopped it in there, just oh yeah, it's a canyon to the west, just it's always been there, and it's seamless. It feels like it's always been there.
Yeah. The Everden is a very flexible world, and for those watching, going live this week on Kickstarter is the Humblewood Tales Kickstarter. It is a second book set in the world containing, I believe it's 8 one-shots or two to 3 shots, to be honest, set in this world, in not in my canon, but in the canon. 3 of them are already published. They're out as freebies that you can get from the Hit Point Press website. So you can get 3 one-shots set in this world with pre-built characters already attached to them. They're not paying me to say that. I just would endorse. I've played 2 of them. They're really fun. I played one of them on stream. It was really fun, and it took us 3 whole sessions. It was where we all met Julio, the Wakeworm's Fury. And so there's some very cool stuff there. Favorite me moment for me. I've avoided it long enough. I really love the starting session. I really love session 1. Where I get to lay out the stuff, where I get to start setting things up, and I'm getting better at them. They're the sort of thing that you don't get to practice very much. The start of a campaign, you get way more experience running a campaign, but beginnings are important because you need to establish who everybody is for everybody else. Including a whole bunch of new raiders who weren't not aware of the canon particularly well so far, which is really cool.
Give us a follow if you understood what was going
Yeah. Oh no, we lose a lot of followers that way. My world is deeply heavy-duty lore-wise, and being dropped into it, props to Jack, because, Rach and Dan are good to be in here with, because Rach and Dan have been in this world more than any other player. These 2 have the most experience of my world. Dan is ahead of Rach by about 5 or 6 eps at this point, but yeah.
Get on my level.
I will.
Yeah,
she's
that's
got it.
right.
It's gonna come.
Just
So yeah.
So all of a sudden, like Dan's walking by and a rage-like figure with a ski mask hits him in the kneecap.
Life imitating art. Just take him out.
Oh, geez.
Tears his heart out, pops it in a blender. So yeah, my favorite me moment was when I was session prepping today. Was finding all the places for you guys to introduce yourselves in, and where we could learn things about them. There was very much a sort of you guys improvising with me a lot, like one-on-one a lot today. I did also enjoy Ravania because I did not plan it. I should always plan you talking to Ravania. I should just always assume, given
He's
you're at
the
the
coolest.
Avium, you
He's
go
the
and talk to
coolest.
Ravania. He's not hard to improv because he knows a lot.
He's
but
all powerful. I don't believe Night see for one bit.
I really enjoyed that, and the details of meeting him was always really fun, and how he is still recovering, and just holding in my head all of the little moving parts of the world. I think I do a really good job of that, and I'm quite proud of it. Hell yeah, though, I don't think Josh is a magic buff. No, not particularly. I've never played it. I know a little bit about Ravnica, but I don't know anything about Magic Gathering. Cool. Alrighty. Well, guys, that is splendid. And look, it's 1:15 the hour we're supposed to stop on. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, GM's Workshop and Evil Doer, for the raids, you bloody champions. Guys, if you haven't already checked out Evil Doer, do so. If you haven't already checked out GM's Workshop, fucking do so, because he's brilliant. Rackham is a lovely, lovely guy. Check out their D&D, because more D&D in your life is good for them veins. We here on Corsair's Cove will be back on Wednesday for a very special thing. We are having a special guest DM, literally only the fourth DM ever to DM on this channel. It will be Tony Karlstrom, who occasionally pops up in chat. Tony is going to be running a game of Mutant Chronicles set on Mars. Very exciting thing.
I love it.
And Daria will be joining us for that, as will Ardana from twitch.tv/Ardana. Very exciting time. Karen, Brendan, and I will be rounding out the crew for that. So that's 7 p.m. AWST on Wednesday evening, 2 days
I am
hence.
so jealous. I've looked at Mutant Crawl Classics and Dungeon Crawl Classics for a long time. And I'm just like, oh, that looks so fun.
I mean, you want to come? You want to play?
Yeah.
All right, then.
When is it?
7 p.m. AWST Wednesday evening.
Same time, but on Wednesday.
I will get back to you, but yes, theoretically, I'm there.
Cool, done.
Scheduling live.
Behind the scenes.
I am super good at my job.
Well, machine.
I did actually put up a call out in the Humblewood chat in our Discord.
I am a Discord.
Which you may not have seen. Yeah.
Allergy. Yep.
So, anyway, guys, we should go away from here now. But first of all, you need to tell me who the absolute heck you are. Karen? Karen's not here. Rachel. Woman on the stream. Carol. Hey, Carol. Rachel, who the absolute heck are you, and why should we buy your book?
Hello, my name is Rachel Foucault, and I'm not reading into that last comment. You can find me on the internet at Rachel Foucault on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, those places, because my name is always free.
Yeah.
You can also find the book that I wrote, The Rings of Mars, right here on the internet. And if you don't buy it, I'm going to break into your house. I'm going to find your computer, laptop, preferred method of using the internet, open it up, and sprinkle a large handful of sand in there. Seal it back up.
Monster.
Leave the house. You won't even know I was there. That's what I'll do if you don't buy my book.
Okay, wow. Do we... Yes.
Wow.
Culprit agreed. Terrifying.
Sounds.
That's right.
Very much. Very well. Jack, terrifying.
Hello.
Who are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jack. I'm a professional DM, but today I'm spruiking for Checkpoint, which are a lovely organization. And I actually did a little bit of flicking around their website. There's even stuff for streamers, which a lot of you people are. So there's tabs like Supporting Mental Health in Your Audience, 3-Step Thinking Hack Pack, Checkpoint Self-Care Guide, Own and Conquer Stress, Mental Health 101, Supporting Mental Health in Your Audience, Mental Health Representation in Games, Video Game Grounding Exercises, and How to Deal with Suicidal Thoughts, as well as, if you are interested in this sort of thing, I'm a big fan of essays on character development and film essays, things like that. They have some really good shit on video game characters' psychology. There's a little tab I have open, which I'm going to go straight to, which covers the psychology of Joel from The Last of Us. So if nothing else, you should have a really good time kind of looking at that stuff if you're anything like me and you want to dive deep into your media. They are really great. And you should consider having a look at what they have to offer and see if you can incorporate it into your life or support them, because they are awesome. And I believe, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're Australian based,
cool.
which is always awesome.
Splendid.
Yes. Otherwise, you can find me as a professional dungeon master at dungeonmasterforhire.com.au. Yes.
Splendid. Dan, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, I am Dan in the Meat Space, Dear in the Cyberspace. Let's keep this short and sweet. You can't find me anywhere. I'm not like short and sweet at all. Is your time cleaning up Rachel's mess if you don't buy her book?
Yes.
But regardless of what happens, you deserve love. And check all of those stuff out and all these lovely people because they're amazing.
Very well. Thank you very much, my friend. And Madame and Monsieur, Dame, Unterherren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here. It happens. Look.
The vapors.
You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, where I run D&D, and sometimes other games as well, with my lovely lady wife and my good friends. And if you enjoyed the majestic voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a little bit, you can check me out on the podcast There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scan Felspar and his little dragon, Crush. We're a 5e D&D podcast in a fantasy gunpowder setting where everything is made up. So, beyond that, guys, we should talk about the people of Ukraine. Because on a serious note, they're having a serious time of it. Over 11 million people have been displaced by the war in Ukraine right now, and over $4 million has been raised by the Emergency Action Appeal, which sounds like a lot until you realize that it's less than like 30 cents per person. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, that's not actually that much. That could be quite a bit more. So if you do have any spare pennies rattling around your digital wallet, please consider donating to that appeal. Every penny does actually count, and you could be doing some good in somebody's life, and that's important. Who knew the apocalypse could be this expensive or take so long? So guys, thank you for joining us here on our little slice of fun and happiness on the internet. We hope you've enjoyed us, and we have the socials, we have the YouTube. So you can check out all the episodes you may have missed. There's a heck of a lot of lore. This was 68? No, 67 in this world. There are
2 episodes away from the big one.
Yeah, there are 66 other episodes of Humblewood, including 5 full seasons of canon, and 3 of which are Rach and Dan. In fact, like, Dan's nearly 4 full seasons at this point. He's done a lot. The boy gets around.
I just sit corner with a cigarette, like, a veteran. Humblewood veteran.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit, man.
Dan has built more of this world than anybody else except me. He has played more characters than anybody else except me, though Rach is very close behind him, like clicking at his heels with an ember lance.
I love that you feel the need to mention that. By the way, Rachel's behind.
She's coming. She's coming. You watch yourself. It's just Rachel is a terrifying individual.
Right.
If you want to hang out with us and ask us any further questions, you can join us on our Discord. That's there. Beyond that, we need to thank Sirenscape for the music this evening. They're a pretty cool and groovy bunch. If you like having music for your games, I think it really improves the quality of the games and it really assists with the storytelling. I love making Sirenscape soundscapes. It's very effective for storytelling. I particularly, for example, at the very beginning of the stream, if you go back and watch the VOD, you will see that, you will hear rather, that while Smoothie was in that kaleidoscopic portal, all that was going was a heartbeat in the background in the music. That was very much a deliberate choice on my part. Rovaljax, thanks for the session. You are very welcome, Rovaljax. It's always a pleasure having all of you in chat. Thank you so much. So guys, we should probably go away from here now. We will chuck a raid over to, because in celebration of our amazing, beautiful Smoothie art, we will chuck a raid over to Daria and the Eldritch Scribe. Daria, Des, and that bunch over there. Guys, we will chuck them a raid now, so throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat, tell them where you came from, show them the love, and smash that follow button. Des, Daria, and AJ and the bunch are awesome storytellers, so you are in for a good evening of more D&D. So we will say goodbye now and go and raid them. So I'm going to start that raid up right now and say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bam.
Bye.
Bam.
Bye.
Bam, bam.